Welcome to Next IAS channel. You are watching Civil Services 2026 solutions. Paper is over, exam is over. Many students must be feeling depressed, some will be excited. और पेपर इस बार का थोड़ा अनकन्वेंशनल है. अनकन्वेंशनल मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि लास्ट ईयर के कंपैरिजन में इस बार पेपर लेंदी है. लेंदी के साथ साथ कुछ क्वेश्चंस न्यू टाइप के भी हैं. जैसे पब्लिक पॉलिसी और गवर्नेंस के सेक्शन को आप देखेंगे तो इंटरप्रिटेशन बेस्ड कॉम्प्रिहेंशन टाइप के क्वेश्चंस हैं और थोड़ा एथिक्स की अप्रोच के हैं. अमंग द अदर सब्जेक्ट्स ऑल्सो देयर इज डेविएशन इस सेंस में कि कहीं पर नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस बढ़े हैं, कहीं पर नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस कम हुए हैं. बट इंपॉर्टेंट ये है कि ये सब के लिए है, ये किसी एक के लिए नहीं है. सो इट विल इम्पैक्ट और अफेक्ट टू एवरीवन. सो डोंट वरी, यू आर नॉट एन इंडिविजुअल. सेकेंडली आई वुड लाइक टू से कि विदाउट वेस्टिंग योर टाइम यू स्टार्ट द जर्नी फॉर द प्रीलिम मेंस 2026. अगर आप क्लोज हैं कट ऑफ के, इफ यू फील दैट कि यू विल बी एबल टू डू इट, you should immediately start preparation for the mains. And those who are able to gauge कि इस बार शायद नहीं हो पाएगा, बहुत नीचे रह गए, then start your journey for the upcoming exams and analyze your performance, try to improve your weaknesses and make a plan of study. Solutions for this year in 2026 इस बार UPSC भी देगा, Next IAS भी दे रहा है, and you will find the solutions from the many other institutes also. But look at the past pattern and the past accuracy level. Last year 2025 के solutions को आप अगर मैप करेंगे तो next IAS के solutions सबसे closest थे and only 4 answers were deviated from the UPSC key, whereas in the other institutes deviations were much higher. We always try to conclude the answer which is the closest possible, nearest possible. इस बार भी हमारी टीम पूरी यही कोशिश कर रही है कि वी विल गिव द बेस्ट पॉसिबल क्लोजेस्ट आंसर. हो सकता है देखिए कहीं पर थोड़ा बहुत एम्बिग्यूटी हो, डेविएशन हो, बट दैट इज अ वेरी स्मॉल पार्ट. डिफिकल्टी लेवल की जो हम बात कर रहे थे कि कट ऑफ कितना होगा, तो इस बार जो प्रिडिक्टेड कट ऑफ है दैट इज लेसर देन दी लास्ट ईयर एंड अर्लियर ईयर्स. और उसके पीछे रीजन वही है कि डिफिकल्टी लेवल इस बार थोड़ा ज़्यादा है. 2025 में प्रीलिम्स का जो कट ऑफ था दैट वाज कट ऑफ वाज 92.66 फॉर द जनरल कैटेगरी. 2024 में 87.98 एंड 2023 में कट ऑफ था 75.41 एंड दिस इज द करस्पॉन्डिंग कट ऑफ द अदर कैटेगरीज. इस साल 2026 में जो हम लोगों का असेसमेंट है, दिस इज द इनिशियल असेसमेंट. जैसे ही स्टूडेंट के रिस्पॉन्सेस आएंगे हम लोगों को और क्लैरिटी आएगी कि कट ऑफ कितना वेरी कर सकता है. तो हम लोगों का असेसमेंट है कि इससे भी कट ऑफ नीचे आना चाहिए 2023 से. सो आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग कि 75 ± 2 शुड बी द कट ऑफ फॉर दिस ईयर. और हो सकता है कि उससे भी कम आ जाए क्योंकि पेपर बहुत ज़्यादा स्कोरिंग नहीं है, पेपर लेंदी भी है. इस बार अगर नंबर ऑफ पेजेस भी देखेंगे क्वेश्चन पेपर में तो दिस ईयर नंबर ऑफ पेजेस आर 56 पेजेस, जबकि लास्ट ईयर तक और अर्लियर ईयर्स में आप देखिए पिछले 10 सालों के पेपर में 48 पेज का पेपर होता था क्वेश्चन पेपर, इस बार 56 पेज का है. तो सीधे यहीं से पता लग रहा है कि क्वेश्चन लेंदी है. एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू टॉक इन दी माय सेशंस कि आप पेपर पलट कर भी एक बार अंदाजा आपको लग जाएगा कि नंबर ऑफ पेजेस बढ़ गए तो पेपर इस बार लेंदी होगा, तो आपको अपने स्पीड पर ज़्यादा ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. अधिकतर स्टूडेंट्स ने ये फीडबैक दिया है कि सभी क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट नहीं कर पाए, तो ये कुछ फैक्टर्स हैं. हालांकि अगर आपने इनिशियली 15-20 मिनट थोड़ा अपने आप को कंपोज रखा होगा तो फिर आप कंफर्ट में आ गए होंगे. तो पेपर का कुछ ऐसा ही पैटर्न था कि इनिशियल देखते ही थोड़ा पैनिक सिचुएशन क्रिएट हो रही थी, लेकिन जैसे जैसे आगे बढ़ रहे हैं तो पेपर अटेम्प्टेबल हो रहा है. सो दिस इज दी पेपर ऑफ द जनरल स्टडीज पेपर की हम बात कर रहे हैं अभी. एज सुन एज वी गेट दी पेपर ऑफ दी CSAT फिर हम उसका भी एनालिसिस करेंगे. इस बार नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम इकोनॉमी सेक्शंस आर 19 और लास्ट ईयर ये थे 17, तो यहाँ पर थोड़ा नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस बढ़े हैं इकोनॉमी में. इन्वायरमेंट लास्ट ईयर वर 12 क्वेश्चंस, दिस ईयर 11, तो मार्जिनली कमिंग डाउन. ज्योग्राफी 13 दिस ईयर एज कंपेयर टू 14 लास्ट ईयर, मार्जिनली कमिंग डाउन. हिस्ट्री, आर्ट एंड कल्चर, दिस इज द सेक्शन जहाँ से इस बार नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चन बढ़े हैं. 20 क्वेश्चंस एज कंपेयर टू 16 ऑफ लास्ट ईयर। तो इस बार काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस यहाँ बढ़े हैं और इसमें भी हिस्ट्री में जैसे सेक्शंस हैं मॉडर्न, मेडिवल, एंशिएंट आर्ट एंड कल्चर, तो एंशिएंट आर्ट एंड कल्चर के क्वेश्चंस रिलेटिवली ज़्यादा हैं। पॉलिटी एंड गवर्नेंस में इस बार क्वेश्चंस कम हुए हैं, 13 क्वेश्चंस थे लास्ट ईयर एंड दिस ईयर देयर आर 8 क्वेश्चंस। और इसी में गवर्नेंस का जो सेक्शन था देयर आर 2 क्वेश्चंस और वो दोनों क्वेश्चंस एथिक्स की अप्रोच पर है, पब्लिक पॉलिसी को लेकर के, और इन्फ्रेंस आपको ड्रॉ करना है और एक कॉम्प्रिहेंशन की जो अप्रोच होती है उस अप्रोच के से सॉल्व करना है। साइंस एंड टेक में काफ़ी करंट क्वेश्चंस इंटीग्रेटेड हैं, 14 लास्ट ईयर थे और इस बार 18 क्वेश्चंस हैं। नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस हैव इंक्रीज्ड। करंट अफेयर्स, इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस, सिक्योरिटी एंड अदर मिसलेनियस एरियाज देयर आर 11 क्वेश्चंस। 11 में भी लास्ट ईयर के जो क्वेश्चंस है उसका लेवल लगभग वही है, बट इंपॉर्टेंट यह है कि साइंस टेक में भी कुछ करंट बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस हैं, एनवायरनमेंट में भी हैं, और इसके अलावा ज्योग्राफी में भी एक क्वेश्चन है जो थोड़ा करंट का पार्ट है। तो करंट अफेयर्स इज इंटीग्रेटेड इन अदर एरियाज ऑल्सो। I would also like to briefly tell you कि what are the courses which are starting in next IAS before you will watch the solutions by the respective teacher. Every teacher जो subject में जो teacher पढ़ाते हैं next IAS में वही discuss करेंगे and they will tell कि what are the possible answers, closest possible analysis, तो वो बात करेंगे। So briefly I will tell you कि GS Foundation 1 year course is starting, और ये जो 1 year course है इसका जो पहला बैच है 26 मई को स्टार्ट होगा, देन वी हैव 4th जून, देन वी हैव 18th जून एंड मोर बैचेस विल बी अनाउंस्ड। दिस इज दिल्ली और लाइव ऑनलाइन भी दिल्ली से ही चलता है। सो लाइव ऑनलाइन बैच ऑल्सो यू कैन ज्वाइन ऑन द सेम डेट। 15th जून को जयपुर सेंटर में, 28th मई एज वेल एज 15th जून इन प्रयागराज सेंटर। नेक्स्ट IAS रन्स इंग्लिश मीडियम एंड हिंदी मीडियम बैचेज बोथ। तो हिंदी माध्यम के हमारे बैच चलते हैं दिल्ली में मुखर्जी नगर सेंटर पर, जयपुर सेंटर पर, और इंग्लिश मीडियम के बैचेस चलते हैं करोलबाग सेंटर, मुखर्जी नगर सेंटर, जयपुर सेंटर, प्रयागराज सेंटर। सो मोर बैचेस विल बी अनाउंस्ड इन द मंथ ऑफ द जुलाई एंड अगस्त। तो ये फाउंडेशन बैचेज हैं। हम लोग 2 ईयर कोर्स भी रन करते हैं एंड दिस 2 ईयर कोर्सेज में दो जी स्टूडेंट्स हु आर इन कॉलेज, अभी फर्स्ट ईयर में हैं, सेकेंड ईयर में हैं, उनके लिए 30th में 9th जून को बैच है और उसके बाद भी और बैचेज अनाउंस होंगे। जयपुर में भी बैच एक 4th मई को स्टार्ट हो गया, एक 15th जून को स्टार्ट हो रहा है। सो दिस बैच विल स्टार्ट ऑन 15th जून एंड इन प्रयागराज द बैच विल स्टार्ट इन दी जुलाई। तो ये अलग अलग शहर में अलग अलग डेट में बैचेज स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं। कमिंग टू दी स्टूडेंट्स हु आर गोइंग टू अपीयर इन मेंस 2026, प्रीलिम्स जिनका अच्छा हुआ है, अब वो मेंस की तैयारी कर रहे हैं, उनके लिए मैं कहूँगा एक दिन भी वेस्ट नहीं करना है। आज एग्ज़ाम हो गया, थोड़ा सा अपने आप को रेस्ट करके, अपने परफॉर्मेंस को एनालाइज करके, नाउ इन अ डे और 2 स्टार्ट योर जर्नी फॉर द मेंस। और नेक्स्ट IAS विल हेल्प यू इन दिस जर्नी। वी हैव current affairs value addition program for the mains 2026 by Dipin ji and this will start on 5th of June। ये dedicated batch है मेंस के लिए, अलग से चलता है। Then we have the मेंस एडवांस कोर्स, ये इनर सर्किल कोर्स होता है एंड आउटसाइड स्टूडेंट्स ऑल्सो कैन ज्वाइन। और ये मेंस एडवांस कोर्स के 3 सेक्शंस हैं, देर आर 3 सेक्शंस। हिंदी में भी मेंस एडवांस कोर्स होगा और इंग्लिश में भी होगा। GS एडवांस क्लासेस होंगी इसमें, जो इंपॉर्टेंट एरियाज हैं, एडवांस सेक्शंस जो टीचर्स को लगता है कि दीज आर दी प्रोबेबल एरियाज फॉर द मेंस 2026। इसमें ज्योग्राफी है, इकोनॉमी है, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी है, IR है, ऐसे सेक्शंस। देन एथिक्स इन्हांसर KM पति जी लेते हैं, बहुत ही कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव प्रोग्राम एंड दिस इज अवेलेबल इन इंग्लिश मीडियम। ऐसे गाइडेंस हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों में है। ऐसे इंग्लिश में रुचिका भारद्वाज जी लेती हैं और हिंदी में कमल देव जी लेंगे। सो दिस इज दी एरियाज। और GS की क्लासेस डॉक्टर विभास झा, मिस्टर अयाज खान, मिस्टर AP सिंह, रुचिका भारद्वाज एंड दी अदर टीचर्स विल टेक। मेंस की डेडिकेटेड टेस्ट सीरीज जनरल स्टडीज के लिए स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 7th जून एंड ऑप्शनल के लिए मेंस की टेस्ट सीरीज स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम दी 7th जून। ऑप्शनल्स में हिस्ट्री, इकोनॉमी, ज्योग्राफी, पॉलिटी, देन एंथ्रोपोलॉजी, मैथमेटिक्स, सोशियोलॉजी, इन सब के लिए तो है ही। साथ ही साथ जो 3 इंजीनियरिंग ऑप्शनल्स हैं, सिविल, मैकेनिकल, इलेक्ट्रिकल, उनके लिए भी है। ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट्स में एडवांस कोर्सेज भी टेक्निकल में अवेलेबल है इंजीनियरिंग के लिए, और जो हमारे ह्यूमैनिटी सब्जेक्ट्स के ऑप्शनल हैं उनमें भी एडवांस कोर्सेज अवेलेबल हैं. सो दोज आर दी सपोर्ट फॉर द एडवांस कोर्सेज. अब हम बात करते हैं दोज स्टूडेंट्स हु हैव नॉट बीन एबल टू क्लियर प्रीलिम्स दिस ईयर या मे नॉट बी एबल टू क्लियर प्रीलिम्स दिस ईयर, बट दे हैव कंप्लीटेड देयर सिलेबस and they are preparing for 2027 or 2028. उनके लिए advanced integrated mentorship program is scheduled to start from 15th of June, and this is a very robust plan of 15 months. Prelims, mains and interview का integrated बहुत ही comprehensive preparation होती है इसमें, but this is fit for the students who have completed their syllabus at once. So this batch will start from 15th of June and the current affairs value addition program will start for the whole year. मतलब ये है बैच प्री कम मेंस 2027 के लिए. ये CAVA मेंस मॉड्यूल अलग है एंड CAVA प्री कम मेंस मॉड्यूल अलग है. दिस बैच विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 14th of July एंड दिस इज अगेन बाय द दिपिन दामोदरन जी. सो दिस बैच इज मेंट फॉर द 2027-2028. इसके अलावा दोस्तों एक और प्रोग्राम है जो हम हिंदी में रन करते हैं, वो है करंट अफेयर्स मास्टरी प्रोग्राम. वो भी CAVA का जो ईयर लॉन्ग मॉड्यूल है इसी के पैरेलल करंट अफेयर्स मास्टरी प्रोग्राम ईयर लॉन्ग मॉड्यूल हिंदी के लिए स्टार्ट होगा. दैट बैच विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द 15th of June एंड द अनदर इज लाइब्रेरी एंड मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम एट मुखर्जी नगर सेंटर जो कि स्टार्ट होगा फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ जून से. तो ये हमारे कोर्सेज हैं और दोज स्टूडेंट्स हु हैव बीन पार्ट ऑफ नेक्स्ट IAS दे नो कि हाउ क्वालिटेटिवली वी हैव बीन डेडिकेटेड टू सपोर्ट आवर स्टूडेंट्स. वी ऑलवेज consider students are our family members and this is their second home. If you have missed out anything, if you feel that you have to again attend classes or you want any further support, you have been part of next IAS ecosystem, please do not hesitate, come, we will definitely help you. And कोई सेक्शन आपका छूटा हुआ है उस सेक्शन को आपको दोबारा करना है, आप आ जाइए, ये आप रिपीट कर सकते हैं यहाँ पर. Those who have done well and you feel that कि अब नेक्स्ट स्टेज की प्रिपरेशन करनी है, आपके लिए एक डेडिकेटेड एक जिसको टास्क फोर्स कहते हैं, एक डेडिकेटेड टास्क फोर्स जो मेंस 2026 लिखने जा रहे हैं नेक्स्ट IAS के फाउंडेशन एम के या CAVA के स्टूडेंट्स या हमारे ऑप्शनल फाउंडेशन के स्टूडेंट्स, उन सब के लिए होगा एंड वी विल गिव यू अ वेरी डेडिकेटेड सपोर्ट टू यू. तो आपको सपोर्ट लेने के लिए हमें नॉक करना है. और एक और ऐसा प्रोग्राम जो मेरा ड्रीम प्रोग्राम है एंड दैट इज गुरुकुल नेक्स्ट IAS रेजिडेंशियल प्रोग्राम. बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स इसको शायद वेट कर रहे होंगे एंड आवर वर्क इज फिनिशिंग वर्क इज इन द लास्ट स्टेज एंड वी विल बी एबल टू रिलीज द नोटिफिकेशन बाय मिड ऑफ जून एंड द बैचेस विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम एंड ऑफ अगस्त और मे बी फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ सितंबर. इसके लिए हम पूरी टाइमलाइन के साथ पूरा डिटेल में हम आपको रिलीज करेंगे. ए वेरी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इंक्लूडिंग फूडिंग, लॉजिंग, library reading and all support system will be available. So that is my effort to make a one place where a student get every facility which is required for the preparation. A home away from your home, a place which inspires you to learn, a place which inspires you to perform and succeed from that place. So now all members, all teaching members, teachers will continue their discussion each subject. And again, आपको अगर कहीं पर लगे कि आंसर में कोई डेविएशन है, we invite your challenges and you please submit in the mail ID which will be given in the description. आप हमें अपने objections भेजिए, we will examine, analyze and if there are any modifications required, we will come up to you. Thank you very much. All the best.
Good afternoon, all of you. So we will not be taking a lot of your time. We will begin with the discussion on question on economy. I am joined by Reddy sir and Kapuria sir, our esteemed colleagues, and I am Vibhas Jha. And we will quickly go through the questions and tell you the answers to it. Just in the beginning, I will tell you that most important is go through the class notes that we have done with you and the current affair program class that we do with you. If you see, most all your questions could be covered from class notes and current affair, isn't it, Reddy?
Yes, very correct, very correct. Absolutely correct. Except a couple of them which actually are strictly from class notes, but by and large, current affairs is a very, very important, development in this year. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So let's begin with the first question, question 25. Consider the statements with reference to Sagarmala program. This we had done in the CAP program, if some of you will recall, current affair program. The Sagarmala program seeks to achieve port-led economic growth through cost-effective and sustainable coastal infrastructure. Success of Sagarmala program is reflected in significant growth in coastal Indian waterway. Sagarmala 2.0 aims to position India as a global maritime innovation hub. Now, the important thing about this question was not the 3 points only, but the way they had presented the options. Reddy ji, if you could.
So one thing here we can observe is they change a little bit trend here. Generally they ask us options, they give statements and options.
Right.
Now they're asking which is validating which one. Now see, statement 1 is correct, statement 2 correct, 3 is correct. Now look at third statement. Statement 1 contradicts with statement 3. Eliminate third option.
Right.
If you eliminate D, C, now we left with A and B, 1 and 2. If you look at statement 2 here, statement 3 extends the objective of the statement 1 by embedding them in future-oriented innovation framework. So statement 2 is correct. So answer is here B. B for Bombay is the correct answer for question number 25.
25, your answer is B. Then 34, if we see, in 34, they ask us in what way does the Vizhinjam International Seaport represent a structural shift in India's maritime trade and logistics policy? If you recall, again, we had done this in the CAP program. By functioning exclusively as a domestic cargo hub to reduce reliance on coastal shipping and eliminate the need for foreign collaborations, by focusing primarily on passenger cruise tourism and heritage shipping, by leveraging its natural deep draft and strategic location to reduce dependence on foreign transshipment, ports, enhance revenue retention and reposition India in regional maritime trade. Now again they ask us to select one of the answers given below. I'll put it on Reddy sir again.
See, if you see the first statement, 1 wrong statement, 2 also wrong. Here only third one is correct, sir.
Sorry.
So by leveraging its natural deep draft and strategies location to reducing the dependence on foreign tranships. This is the most important one.
The answer is D.
D. Yeah.
And you know, in any case, you could have understood it by understanding that eliminating the need for foreign collaboration can never be an aim.
Yes,
They are
sir.
promoting
That's
FDI.
a technique, sir.
That's a technique.
Yeah.
Promoting FDI. Another is by focusing primarily on passenger cruise tourism. It cannot be passenger cruise tourism primarily
word
to
is
develop
primarily,
a port.
sir. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 3 only is the answer. D, as Reddy ji correctly suggests. 39 is our next question. Which of the following are the most of significant implications obtaining Oecotex certification for Eri Silk in the global textile industry? It allows Indian exporters to compete in high-end markets that prioritize chemical-free products. It confirms that Eri Silk meets international safety, environmental and quality standards, enabling its entry into premium eco-conscious markets.
Sir, here the answer is both 1 and 2 is correct option. It's a very,
C.
yeah, C is the answer, sir.
C. So your answer is C. This was a factual question. This is a wrong time to tell you this, but ideally such questions should be not attempted if you have even an iota of doubt in your mind.
Yes,
like such questions are there to be left alone.
Yes.
नहीं करना चाहिए attempt. और ये ऐसे questions अगर आपके मन में आता है पूछ क्यों रहे कोई खास कारण नहीं है. But since
Sir, this is also technique, sir. अबे 15 क्वेश्चन पे हम 15 अटेम्प्ट नहीं करना.
नहीं करना.
It is a कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जामिनेशन है. 1-2 क्वेश्चन हमको छोड़ना
जरूरी है.
बेटर.
Right. Let's go to the next one. An e-commerce revenue model where the seller has control over pricing but doesn't keep products in stock. Control over pricing but doesn't keep products in stock, that is the key word, and transfers customer orders and shipment details to a third party supplier who then ships the goods directly to the customer is called
Drop shipping model, sir. Basically, if you see nowadays like Meesho, etc. websites, they don't own their own stocks. Traditionally, we study in the class also inventory model, marketplace model.
Yes.
That's the traditional we study. But it is a random questions are technically
Right.
then not expected.
Right.
So it may be from newspaper articles.
Right. So the correct answer, Reddy ji, was
Yeah.
transaction fee revenue model.
So that is there. They will check little bit fees, sir.
Right.
Rest all taken by there is a what you call manufacturer, consumer.
So that is why it cannot be transaction
Yes,
fee.
yes,
So this has to be drop shipping
Yes, sir. Just
model.
to facilitate.
Right. So 52, the answer will be A.
Yes, sir.
Next then, which of the following correctly represents the 3 key sub-indices of the Financial Inclusion Index? Again, if you recall, in our CAP class, in Reddy ji's class, we cover all this with you in the class also. I covered it with you in the current affair program also. That what are the 3 key index? Again, it was factual, but if you know the RBI Financial Inclusion Index, you would
Sir,
know
here
this.
the technique is they're asking finance inclusion.
Right.
If you look at the pension, sir, it all includes, but the
Right.
credit access, this is not option.
Right.
Banking access, GDP contribution. We can eliminate GDP contribution here.
Right.
So access, usage, and quality, sir.
Right.
So answer is C.
53C.
Yes, sir.
That becomes your answer, 53C. We go further, 54. Which one of the following best describes the key objective of India's ONDC initiative? To allow government, if you recall, we had done this with financial inclusion topic, inclusive growth topic, ONDC, as a digital public infrastructure to allow MSMEs also to participate in e-commerce. Now, that should be a good enough hint for you. The correct answer will be C.
Sir, the first option, if you observe,
Right.
all digital commerce transaction. The word
Right.
is wrong, sir.
Right.
To replace private commerce, that is also
Definitely
wrong.
no.
So to break down the dominance of large e-commerce platforms,
Right.
that is a major objective of
Right.
open network digital commerce.
Right. And you know, even commonsensically, if you look at it, you will be able to deduce that this is the only plausible thing that the government will.
So if you look at the DINA, to mandate UPI-based payments for all online transactions.
Right,
They cannot
right.
make everything as a compulsory. No?
Correct.
Which of the following statements about UPI and CBDC is not correct? Again, if you will check C carefully, you will get the answer.
Sir, the beauty here is they are asking directly about UPI and CBDC, but they are asking not correct, sir.
Not correct.
Now, if you see UPI is the real time, yes.
Right.
In case of UPI settlement take place immediately, yes.
Yes.
But if UPI transactions recorded by banks and reflects in bank accounts, sir, in case of digital rupee, no data is captured.
Again, that
That is also correct. But if you look at the D, in both case UPI and digital rupee, the liabilities lie with the users and their respect to banks. No.
No, that's
right.
Sir, CBDC
So
liability
this will
with
be
the
your
RBI.
correct
It is
answer.
wrong.
In
Yes.
CBDC, the liabilities of RBI like
Yes.
normal currency notes.
So the wrong answer is D.
Yes.
I mean, the answer is D because the wrong statement is
yes.
D.
The question is asking not correct.
D
Right.
is not the answer. A, B, C are the answer.
So ABC will be eliminated.
Yes, sir.
D becomes the answer because the question says not correct.
Yes.
So D is not correct. So D becomes our answer. 56. Which of the following statements about real world assets tokenization are correct? Reddy ji does this with you in the class, if you would recall.
It's a very genuine question, sir. It's an expected question. Sir.
Right. So tokenization is the process of turning real world assets into digital tokens. Tokenization of real world asset offers 24/7 access, promoting financial inclusion. Tokenization of real world assets will allow the access to high growth investment opportunities for individuals.
Sir, generally for this question,
Yes.
according to our opinion, answer should be A, sir, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
But generally UPSC has a habit of playing with some keywords. Now they mentioned here, sir,
Financial
24
inclusion.
finance inclusion. So they may be a little bit careful about here. It's not specific to finance
Right.
inclusion.
Right.
So our answer is there 1, 2, 3.
Right.
But tomorrow, day after tomorrow, UPSC may say 1 and
3.
3 also.
Yes. 2 might be rejected by UPSC with the reason of financial inclusion may not be an objective of tokenization.
Yes.
But then anything in a digital public infrastructure, we expect it to be a part of financial inclusion.
Yes, sir.
So we are choosing 1, 2 and 3.
Larger context.
Yes, UPSC might go for 1 and 3. That is a
you might have
possibility.
the provisional answer from UPSC.
That may
Day
be
after,
a
and you will
possibility.
find, yes.
57 is a simple one, a bond whose proceeds are used only to finance or refinance a combination of both environmental and social project is called. Both environmental and
Yeah,
social.
in the class we discussed it, sir.
Yes.
Various types of bonds are there. Green bonds, blue bonds here.
Yes.
Green bond is only for environment.
Environment.
Social bonds only for society.
Social side.
But sustainability includes both. That is the reason
Environment,
answer is C.
Sustainability bond.
C is the
Perfect.
answer.
Then which of the following statements about micro exchanges role in micro, small and medium enterprises financing are correct? MI Exchange provides collateral based loans to MSMEs. M Exchange facilitates discounting of invoices and bills of exchange for MSMEs, and it functions as a credit rating agency for MSMEs.
Sir, here catchy the word is they provide the collateral free loans, sir.
Right.
Most of the MSMEs doesn't have proper documents. So one is eliminated. If you
Collateral
eliminate one,
based
sir,
cannot be
here,
the answer.
if you eliminate one, A gone, sir, D gone.
Right.
Now 2 is correct, sir. Even if you don't know 2 is correct option,
Right.
it facilitates discounting of invoices,
Right.
etc.
It is on threads, just to
Yes, sir.
tell the students, it is on threads.
Yes.
Correct.
But it cannot be act as a credit rating agency, sir.
Right.
But it may facilitate helping to get loans, etc.
Exactly.
So our answer will be only
2 only.
B for Bombay,
Yeah,
only
because
2.
B
it
for
doesn't
Bombay.
rate credit at
Yes,
all.
sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It can facilitate information about credit, but it doesn't rate credit.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go further. 59. Which of the following best describes the crowding out effect in the context of fiscal policy? Sir, I think this is your...
This is my pet question, because I have repeatedly been telling students that when government borrows, it crowds out the private sector. The
Right.
corporate sector gets lesser funds from banks and financial institutions. So this term is technically called that government borrowing crowds out funding for the private sector
Right.
from banks and financial institutions.
Right.
I'm very happy that this was precisely the question we did in the class.
So answer is the B, sir. A situation where government borrows leads to higher interest rates, which reduce private. It's direct
Investment.
question. We
Direct
discussed
question,
fiscal
direct
policy
answer.
classes.
There is the definition of crowding out.
Yes,
Government
sir.
borrows
Correct.
more, issues more bond,
Correct.
bond yields rise due to that, and interest rate also rises,
The
discourages.
private sector
Discourage
won't borrow much.
Yes, yes. Let's go next. 61. Which of the following statements about insurance in aviation sector is or are correct? Aviation hull insurance covers the physical aircraft, including the body, engine and onboard equipment. Under the Montreal Convention adopted in 1999 by over 130 countries, including Indian Airlines, are strictly liable to pay compensation to the family. Both 1 and 2 are correct in this case. Again, advisable, don't attempt this question if the factual part was missing. This was a very outlandish question.
Yes, sir.
Ideally, the student should not be attempting
But
this.
here there is a catchy word, sir.
Yes,
General insurance companies cover physical aircraft, etc.
right.
But there is no extreme words here. So
Right.
generally, whenever there is no extreme words,
You can go
application
for it.
based,
Yes.
we can go through both options.
Right, right. So answer is 1 and 2, 61. We go to next, 62. Which of the following statements about crowdfunding is or are correct? It is solicitation of funds, small amount from multiple investors through a web-based platform or social networking site. Small and medium enterprises are able to raise funds at lower cost of capital without undergoing rigorous procedures.
So answer here is both 1 and 2 correct. Nowadays, you might have seen lot of donations, etc.
Right.
Small companies raise from various people, like 10
Right.
rupees, 20 rupees. So it's a one way after this COVID, no, best way to raise money is from various people, for small amounts.
Right.
Here they mentioned, sir, here multiple investors with a specific project, sir.
Project.
मान कोई गरीब है, sir, किसी को problem है.
Right.
They tell the reason. People are ready to donate.
Donate.
So it's nowadays quite common platform.
And it's an easier way to generate money
Yes,
from
sir.
the crowd. So, of course, that is true. So, the answer here will be
C, sir.
C, both 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Then we go to 63. Reddy ji, I'll suggest you take this up. With reference to different committees in India, consider the following details. In which of the above rows are all the details correctly matched? R.N. Malhotra Committee, Comprehensive Reforms of Insurance Sector in India. IRDAI.
Sir, there is a catchy word here.
Yes.
It's a traditional question like 2009-10. They are asking facts here.
Yes.
So here we need to study Lucent GK books, sir. So here the question is committee, sir, objective, and who appointed, sir.
Right.
So R.N. Malhotra Committee related to insurance,
Right.
but done by Government of India, sir.
Right.
IRDA.
So,
So-
this went wrong.
Yes. So if you eliminate one, sir.
Right.
so
We
out of-
eliminate 1.
Yeah. C gone, sir. Now
Right.
without knowing, 2 is right, sir. 2 is
Right.
there everywhere. So LG Gupta Committee related to derivatives market, it is true,
Right.
sir.
Right.
Then Urjit R. Patel Committee.
Right.
In a class we discuss, this is a smartness here. जब कभी फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन आता है ना, नहीं आने में जो नहीं आता उसमें फोकस नहीं करना चाहिए. हमको वर्जित पटेल का बड़ा अच्छे से पढ़ा, इन्फ्लेशन टारगेटिंग है, WPI to CPI है.
Right.
So this is a wrong option है.
Right.
Sir, if you
3
eliminate
eliminated.
third, so automatically B gone, sir.
Right.
Already C gone. Now left with 2 and 2 and 4, sir.
Malegam.
Malega Committee in the class we discussed in banking sector.
Right.
It is related to microfinance.
Yes.
So answer is 1 and 4 is correct. Sorry.
2 and 4
2
is
and
correct.
4 is correct. So D
D.
is the correct answer.
D
for
is
this
the
question.
correct answer. 2 and 4 correct.
Yes, sir.
Malegam Committee and LC Gupta Committee
Are correctly
these two
matched.
correctly matched.
Here not only objective, sir.
Yes.
They are asking
Also
who
the-
formed the.
Yes, organization under which it was formed.
Organization which set up this committee.
Yes, sir.
Right. We go to the next one. Consider the following statements about NBFCs in India. NBFCs cannot accept demand deposits. All the NBFCs operating in India have to be registered with RBI. NBFCs form part of payment and settlement system and can issue check drawn. Deposit insurance facility is not available to depositors of deposit taking NBFCs.
Sir,
I
this is
think
very-
the first trick was here. Cannot accept.
Not only, yes, sir. No doubt. This is the 100%. They can accept only some NBFCs fixed deposits.
Fixed deposits.
So one is right, sir. But you see,
One
sir,
is,
all NBFCs
Yes.
in India registered with say RBA. That's wrong, sir.
Wrong.
There are some companies act through SEBI, IRDA.
bilkul.
So eliminate to 2, sir. Automatically we left with 1 and 4 and 4, sir. And deposit insurance facility
Is
not
not
available to NBFCs. This is right. So answer is 1 and 4 only.
A.
Correct, sir.
So NBFCs can accept deposits, but only fixed deposit. So if the question, yes, so if demand was not here, they can accept deposits.
Yes, sir.
But demand deposits they can not accept. Fixed deposit they can accept. Again, if you recall the cap class, I was in very detail teaching
Demand
you.
deposits very simply means savings.
Right.
You know,
Current account and saving
yes,
account.
current account and savings account. No NBFC is allowed to
Take that.
Yes.
Sir, this one, consider the following statements about multidimensional poverty index. It is calculated using Alkire-Foster methodology. Calculated by Niti Aayog has a total of 12 indicators, and maternal health and bank account are common indicators in the MPI of Niti Aayog and UNDP.
Sir, this is a very simple question. We discussed in every batch in the basics
Yes.
itself.
Yes.
Now the catchy word here, sir. We have a Niti Aayog MPI and UNDP MPI, sir.
Right.
So they don't calculate bank accounts and maternal
Maternal
health.
care.
So 3 is the wrong, sir.
Right.
So if you eliminate 3, automatically A and D is left.
Right.
Now 2 is correct. Why 2 is correct? There are 12 indicators in MPI, Niti Aayog,
Right.
whereas UNDP only 10
10
parameters are there.
indicators. Yes.
Then first option is the basic static, sir. So one
Yes.
is 1 and 2 is correct.
This is the factual.
So A is the
So,
correct option.
A is the correct option. 1 and 2. Alkire-Foster technology is used by them, and 12 indicators are present in
Yes,
them.
sir. Even you covered in the cap classes also.
In cap classes,
In basics
yes.
also I covered, sir.
Perfect. So there we are. We are done on the questions on economy. We will be now moving to the next topic. Thank you all and keep studying well. The cutoff will be lesser this year, that we can all assure you.
Yeah.
But relax and please begin with your mains preparation as soon as possible. Bye-bye from all of us.
Yes.
Yeah. All the best.
All
All
the
the
best.
best to all of you.
All the
And please keep this in mind that current affairs has to be now a very important input for you.
Yes.
You should integrate the foundation classes with your newspaper reading.
And cap classes.
Yes, sir. Cap
And
classes.
current account programs. Correct.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
हेलो एवरीवन। सो आई होप कि आप लोगों का एग्ज़ाम अच्छा गया होगा। और इस बार बड़े ही डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आए गवर्नेंस से, तो अनएक्सपेक्टेड थे। यही होता है कि कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्डिंग पे फोकस किया यूपीएससी ने बहुत, एंड क्वेश्चन लेंदी थे बट डेफिनेटली इजी थे। तो जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं जिनको ओवरऑल कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं होता, ट्रांसपेरेंसी, अकाउंटेबिलिटी, रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, इन सब का कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर होगा, दे वुड हैव डेफिनेटली मार्क द आंसर्स करेक्ट. So all of you now will directly jump to the question. So question number 76, it's according to the set D. Set D में question number 76 है. So here it says that Mr. X, a senior officer, was overseeing a critical vaccination program during a pandemic. He found that a private service provider responsible for vaccine distribution was compromising on quality to make profits. Despite immense pressure to manage the issue due to vested interests, he raised his voice. Based on the principles of public administration, which he learned during the various training programs attended across his career. He reported the issue. Immediately he reported the issue to the appropriate vigilance authority, report kiya, and halted the contract to ensure citizen welfare. Okay, so this situation is given to us, and then the question here is, which one among the following principles of public administration was most strongly demonstrated by Mr. X actions. अब देखो मिस्टर एक्स ने क्या किया, यहाँ पे मिस्टर एक्स ने जो भी थे इनकी रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थी. सो मिस्टर एक्स, a senior officer overseeing a critical vaccination program, so it means that he was responsible for this task. And then what he did, he learned during the various training programs, he applied the principles, he reported the issue to the appropriate vigilance authority, to taking the responsibility, क्या किया आपको रिपोर्ट किया, and then after that he halted the contract. तो कहते हैं ना कि पूरा गवर्नेंस में एक बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट है अकाउंटेबिलिटी का. Accountability includes your answerability as well as enforceability. So being responsible for the task, he took the responsibility, he owed the responsibility, and then after that he took the decision that he did the reporting as well as halted. यही कहते हैं ना कि enforceability. So all of you, answerability as well as enforceability was included here. Therefore, this is the perfect example of accountability. देखो, इक्विटी इज रिलेटेड टू फेयरनेस, तो यहाँ पे फेयरनेस से कोई कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है. डेलीगेशन ऐसा नहीं है कि उन्होंने अपनी जो अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी किसी और को डेलीगेट की. स्पिरिट डे कॉप्स, ये कॉन्सेप्ट होता है टीम स्पिरिट का. ओके, सो डेफिनेटली इट इज नॉट रिलेटेड टू दिस वन एज वेल. सो हियर आंसर इज ऑप्शन सी. तो ये रिलेटिवली इजी कॉन्सेप्ट था, क्वेश्चन बड़ा इजी था. जिसको भी आइडिया है अकाउंटेबिलिटी का विल मार्क द आंसर करेक्ट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है आपको हियर. In a multi-ethnic district where both economic competition and historical grievances frequently led to community tensions, a flashpoint has arisen with a government decision to allocate land for a waste management facility near a tribal hamlet, sparking protest by the tribal community, which claimed that the land was sacred and critical to their cultural identity. At the same time, the land क्या था, sacred and critical to their cultural identity. At the same time, urban residents and local industries supported the project, citing severe solid waste challenges and health concerns due to lack of proper disposal site. The conflict has escalated with road blockades, social media campaigns, and allegations of police excesses. As a responsible government official, you are tasked with resolving the situation through mediation, ensuring a sustainable outcome that balances environmental needs, tribal rights, and urban public health. So here this entire scenario is given. एक बहुत ही अच्छा आपको situation जो कि आज के समय बड़ा ही common है, that situation is given, and being a responsible officer, how you will be managing everything. So all of you now here consider the following statements with reference to the above. First, a successful conflict resolution process must begin with acknowledging the cultural concerns of the protesting tribal community before discussing the technical alternative. Now देखो, all of you always remember, कभी भी किसी प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन से पहले इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है, एक्नॉलेज करना कि हाँ प्रॉब्लम वाकई में है क्या, व्हाट इज द रियल प्रॉब्लम, व्हाट डज द प्रॉब्लम एग्जिस्ट. तो आपको क्या करना पड़ता है, हमेशा याद रखना पहला स्टेप होता है एक्नॉलेज. जब तक आप एक्नॉलेज ही नहीं करोगे, until or unless you will acknowledge, definitely you will be not finding the solutions for it. So yes, definitely first one will be there. Second, the government should move ahead with the project without delay to address urban health concerns which outweighs the sentiment of a small group. Okay, now all of you please remember, whether the sentiment is of individual or a small group or large group, each and every one, okay, जितने भी आपको प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं, इश्यूज होते हैं, चाहे इंडिविजुअल के हों, चाहे स्मॉल ग्रुप या लार्ज ग्रुप के, ईच एंड एवरी इशू मस्ट बी एड्रेस्ड। सबके कंसर्न, सबके सेंटिमेंट्स को ध्यान में रखना चाहिए। ओके, सो डेफिनेटली दिस सेकंड वन इज एब्सोल्युटली रॉन्ग। सो ऑल ऑफ यू प्लीज रिमेंबर, आपको कॉन्सेप्ट यही है कि इन डेमोक्रेसी the model which we follow, the developmental model, welfare model, so here welfare not at the cost of नहीं होता है कि आपको a small group or a large group or few individuals, definitely each and every one must be taken into account. So second one is wrong. Third, creating a multi-stakeholder dialogue platform including tribal leaders, environmental experts and municipal representatives to build mutual understanding and help de-escalate tension. So definitely आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, एक प्लेटफॉर्म क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा वेर यू ब्रिंग ऑल दी एक्सपर्ट्स ऑल्सो, लोकल पीपल भी आए, अर्बन एक्सपर्ट्स, म्यूनिसिपैलिटी वाले भी आए, एंड डेफिनेटली दे डिस्कस, क्योंकि जब तक आप डिस्कस नहीं करोगे, डायलॉग नहीं होगा, सारे अपने व्यू पॉइंट नहीं रखेंगे, डेफिनेटली यू कैन नॉट कम टू एनी, कहते ना कि आपको वैलिड कंक्लूजन, एनी सेंसिटिव कंक्लूजन। सो ये वाला तो डेफिनेटली विल बी वन ऑफ द आउटकम। ओके, नेक्स्ट, conducting an independent environmental and social impact assessment and sharing findings transparently with both sides to facilitate evidence based decision making। तो आज के समय बड़ा ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, आपने देखा होगा, जैसे आपको क्वेश्चन, जैसे कभी भी कोई भी करंट अफेयर्स की न्यूज़ पढ़ा करो, जैसे अभी आपको ग्रेट निकोबार प्रोजेक्ट है, तो वहाँ पे हमेशा वी आर टॉकिंग आउट नहीं होता है एनवायरमेंटल इम्पैक्ट एंड ऑल। तो कभी भी कोई भी डेवलपमेंटल प्रोजेक्ट होना है कहीं भी, तो इट्स ऑलवेज इंपॉर्टेंट कि एक इंडिपेंडेंट बॉडी हो जो असेस करे सिचुएशन को, और कैसा आपको एनवायरमेंटल एंड सोशल इम्पैक्ट असेसमेंट, और फिर वो फाइंडिंग शेयर करे जिससे कि आपको जितने भी रिजल्ट हो वो रैशनल हो। तो डेफिनेटली थर्ड वन ऑल्सो, सो फर्स्ट, थर्ड एंड फोर्थ, ओके, ऑल थ्री आर करेक्ट। सो आंसर विल बी ऑप्शन ए। नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन अगेन, all of you 78. Mr. X is a mid-level civil service official working in the urban development department of a major city. Recently, she was involved in approving a contract for a public infrastructure project, a new community park. During the approval process, she received a piece of information. She received a piece of confidential information indicating that one of the shortlisted contractors had a history of poor workmanship and allegations of corruption in other cities. Though nothing had been legally proven, अभी legally proven नहीं है. The head of the department, Mr. Y, advised her not to disclose this information to the project committee or public because it could delay the project and damage the city's reputation. However, Miss X believed that withholding such information compromised transparency and public trust. Okay. So what amongst the following should Miss X do now? First one, immediately disclose the information to the project committee and the public. Okay. Now all of you here in this case, this information first of all is confidential, and सबसे important क्या है कि here allegations of corruption are there in other cities which have been legally not proven yet. तो जब तक आपको लीगली प्रूवन नहीं है, देन डेफिनेटली आप क्या कर सकते हो, यू कैन नॉट मेक इट क्लियर, यू कैन नॉट, नहीं होता है कि शेयर सच इंफॉर्मेशन विथ पब्लिक डायरेक्टली. सो हियर इट विल बी अ काइंड ऑफ, नहीं होता कि डिफेमेशन. सो फर्स्ट वन इज डेफिनेटली रॉन्ग. सेकेंड वन, रिकमेंड रिमूविंग द कॉन्ट्रैक्टर फ्रॉम द शॉर्ट लिस्ट टू प्रोटेक्ट द प्रोजेक्ट्स इंटीग्रिटी. नाउ ऑल ऑफ यू अगेन हियर, अनटिल और अनलेस, जो कहते हैं ना कि आपको एनीवन इज इनोसेंट, आपको इनोसेंट है अनटिल प्रूव्ड गिल्टी, तो आपको कोई भी एक्यूज्ड है वो इनोसेंट है अनटिल प्रूव्ड गिल्टी, तो डेफिनेटली आप यहाँ पे डायरेक्टली रिमूविंग द कॉन्ट्रैक्टर फ्रॉम द शॉर्ट लिस्टेड नंबर्स विल बी अगेन अगेंस्ट द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ फेयरनेस हियर. थर्ड है, propose a limited disclosure to an oversight committee which keeping the information confidential from the public for the time being. तो आप डेफिनेटली, अब देखो आपके पास कोई भी सेंसिटिव इंफॉर्मेशन रिसीव हुई है तो आपको एक्सपर्ट कमिटी होती है, ओवरसाइट कमिटी है, यू शेयर दैट इंफॉर्मेशन विद दैट कमिटी. नाउ दैट कमिटी विल लुक इनटू दी, नहीं होता है कि डिटेल्स, वो अपना R&D करेंगे, अच्छे से वो डिटेल्स में जाएंगे, एंड देन अकॉर्डिंगली दे वुड बी सजेस्टिंग द डिसीजन. So here in this case, definitely third one will be the most appropriate. So here answer will be B. So all of you, these three questions were related to the concept of governance and public policy. आपके overall understandings related है. इसमें ethical dimension, देखो governance definitely always नहीं होता है कि आपको ethical dimension cover करोगे ही करोगे, क्योंकि until or unless you are ethical and moral in your conduct, definitely you cannot lead to good governance. तो आप good governance नहीं होगा, citizen centric administration नहीं होगा. तो ये जितने भी क्वेश्चन थे, ऑल द 3 क्वेश्चंस, दो लेंदी क्वेश्चन थे, बट वंस यू रीड द क्वेश्चन, कॉम्प्रिहेंड द क्वेश्चन, इट वाज बेसिकली लाइक, नहीं था कि आरसी आपका सीसैट में जैसे आरसी होता वैसे ही था कि यू हैव टू रीड, यू हैव टू कॉम्प्रिहेंड एंड देन अकॉर्डिंगली यू हैव टू टेक द कॉल. सो ऑल ऑफ यू ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट. आई होप कि एग्जाम अच्छा गया होगा एंड यू ऑल विल डू रियली वेल. ओके, थैंक यू.
So, hello everyone, continuing with the discussion of today's paper, I am going to take some IR questions, and I would suggest, I'll tell you one thing, that some of the questions of IR would be taken in geography because they are from world geography, है ना, तो कुछ वो there is lot of linkages also with other subjects. So few of the questions I would be taking, and some of the questions which appear that it is more of like geography side, so that will be taken by the geography teachers here. Okay, so let's begin with the question paper, and if you see this year's IR question, most of them are very, very factual questions. They are more like GK questions, है ना. So let us begin with question number 89. These are the questions, if you know it, you know it. If you do not know it, you do not know it. So they are more of factual questions. Now, before we begin with question number 89, I would I want to explain you, I want to tell you one thing, that this is a question where we have confusions regarding the options given here. So we are not going to give you the answer, final answer. Let us wait for the UPSC key, because the options which are given here are not matching with the statements which are given there. Okay, so let's discuss this question. Which of the following international conventions have not been ratified by India? So it's about not being ratified by India. Employment Policy Convention, Abolition of Forced Labor Convention, International Convention on the Protection of the Rights of All Migrant Workers and Members of their Families, 4th, Geneva Convention related to the protection of civilian persons in times of war, and number 5 is Convention on Reduction of Statelessness. So if you look at the options given here, it is about not. So number 1, India has signed it. Employment Policy Convention, India has signed this convention. Abolition of Forced Labor Convention, India has also signed this convention. Then when you look at the third one, International Convention on the Protection of the Rights of All Migrant Workers and Members of their Families, so India has not yet ratified this. You know, India has ratified 1, India has ratified 2, but India has not ratified 3. Now, Geneva Convention related to the protection of civilian persons in the time of war, India has also ratified this, and India has ratified this in 1950. Then Convention on Reduction of Statelessness. So this is the convention which India has not ratified. So if you look at the options which are given, so options given are 2 and 4. So 2 is correct, 4 is also correct. So this is not going to be the thing because we have already signed, we have already ratified it. 1 and 2. So 1 also India has ratified, 2 also India has ratified. 3 and 4 only. 3 is India has not ratified, but 4 India has ratified. And D is 3, 4, 5. So 3 is India has not ratified, 4 India has ratified, 5 India has not ratified. So that is why there is a confusion, because when you look at the sites, of all like genuine sites, including your PIB, including your PIB, it says that Geneva Convention relative to the protection of civilian persons in the time of war, India has ratified it. It is also given in the government source, that is PIB. So ideally, the correct answer should have been 3 and 5, which have not been ratified by India, 3 and 5, but that option is not given here. So we are not giving you the correct answer or the exact answer here. So let us wait for the UPSC key, what they talk about. What the key is giving you the answer, we'll go by that only. But we are not going to give you the answer because number 4 according to PIB is also correct, that we have ratified it. So the options which are given here, ideally it should have been 3 and 5, but it's not given here. So we are not going to give you the answer for this. Okay, now 92 and then 91 question jo hai, that is also about Kaladan and IMT, that will be taken in the geography section. Now match list 1 with list 2 and select answers using the code given below the list. List projects supported by India and list 2 is the country. One is Magdechu hydroelectric project. It has been recently in the news because Prime Minister has last visited Bhutan for like there also he has gone for inauguration along with the birthday celebration of the king there. So Magdechu hydroelectric project, it is of Bhutan. Okay. Then restoration of Store Palace. It is not something which has been very recently in the news, but restoration of Store Palace, India has done it in Afghanistan. Then district hospital at Dikkoya. This is what is Sri Lanka. District hospital at Dikkoya, it is in Sri Lanka. And Institute of Security and Law Enforcement Studies, it has been done by India in Maldives. ये जो है आपका ये Maldives में किया है ना. So this is more about facts, and it is more about facts. If you know it, you know it. If you do not know it, you do not know it. So let us see what is the correct answer. So Magdechu hydroelectric project, it is in Bhutan. Then restoration of Store Palace, it is in Afghanistan. So our correct answer is B. B is the correct answer for this. Now let us move to the next IR question, 94. 94. Consider the following statements about platforms for multilateral cooperation. So this is about like different platforms. They have taken the statements, or they have taken the what kind of body it is from different like platforms like Colombo Process, Abu Dhabi Dialogue, Global Forum for Migration. This is again a kind of a GK kind of a question. So let us see this question. The Colombo Process is a regional consultative process in which member states take binding decisions by consensus. Of course, it is for safe legal passage. It is about safe legal passage. It is a regional consultative process, that is also correct, in which member states take binding decisions by consensus. They take the decisions binding, they take the decisions by consensus, but they are not binding. They are not binding. It is non-binding. So this is false. The Colombo Process is a regional consultative process in which member states take decisions by consensus. Yahan tak to theek hai, but when it is binding, it is non-binding. Then the so this whole statement becomes Incorrect. The Abu Dhabi Dialogue is a voluntary non-binding consultative process among Asian countries of labor origin and destination to facilitate regional cooperation on contractual labor mobility. Of course, Abu Dhabi Dialogue जो है ना, it is Asian countries में, it is about safe passage of people from डेस्टिनेशन ओरिजिन कंट्रीज टू द डेस्टिनेशन, वेस्ट एशिया की तरफ जो माइग्रेशन होता है उसको लेकर के है. सो दिस इज आबू धाबी डायलॉग इज अ वॉलंटरी नॉन बाइंडिंग, इट इज वॉलंटरी, इट इज राइट, इट इज नॉन बाइंडिंग, इट इज राइट, कंसल्टेटिव प्रोसेस, इट इज ऑल्सो राइट. एशियन कंट्रीज में लेबर ओरिजिन कंट्रीज है ना, जहाँ से मेजर लेबर जाता है आपका साउथ एशिया वगैरह कंट्रीज है, एंड डेस्टिनेशन ऑफ फैसिलिटी एंड डेस्टिनेशन इज मेजरली वेस्ट एशिया टू फैसिलिटेट रीजनल कोऑपरेशन ऑन कंट्रैक्चुअल labor mobility. So this whole statement is correct. Now, the Global Forum for Migration and Development, created upon the proposal of a former UN Secretary General, is a voluntary forum whose decisions are non-binding in nature. है ना, अब इसका जो है the Global Forum for Migration and Development, created upon the proposal of a former UN Secretary General, it was proposed by Mr. Kofi Annan, is a voluntary forum whose decisions are non-binding. Yes, it's a voluntary forum and decisions are also non-binding in nature. So this is also correct. So which of the following statements given above is or are correct? So the correct statements are 2 and 3. So answer is C. Then 96. This is a question which is like very very factual question. जिसको आता है उसको आता है, जिसको नहीं आता है उसको बिल्कुल नहीं आता है. Match list 1 and list 2 and select the answer using the code given below the list. UN peacekeeping operation and period of operation. UNMIL, that is your UN peacekeeping mission. It was in Liberia. So ये जो है आपका the year when it was there, UN mission in Liberia, this was in 2003 है ना. तो ये आपका 2003 का है, ठीक है. That is what I am saying कि जिसको आता है, क्योंकि बहुत पुराने भी इन्होंने पूछे. It is not something which is very recent है ना. These are the things which are also like very old things, but कहीं by the way they have been in the news because it has ended in 2018. Then MINURCAT, that is again your peacekeeping mission. It is in Africa, Central Africa region में ये peacekeeping mission था, and this is what has happened in 2007 and 2010 है ना. तो ये आपका B हो गया यहाँ पे. Then MINUSTAH, this was in Haiti है ना. UN peacekeeping mission, it was in Haiti. So Haiti वाला जो है आपका 2004 to 2017, so it is Haiti. Then UNMISET है ना, this is your East Timor, UN peacekeeping mission in East Timor, and this is 2002 to 2005. So if you look at the correct answers, so the correct answer would be B. Again, it's a very factual question. BeamStack, match list 1 and list 2 and select the answer using the code given below the list. है ना. BeamStack Cultural Industries Observatory, BeamStack NOD Center, BeamStack Center for Weather and Climate, and BeamStack Technology Transfer Facility. So you have to match it with the location. So BeamStack Technology Transfer Facility, it is BeamStack Technology Transfer Facility is in Colombo. This is in Colombo. BeamStack Center for Weather and Climate and a BeamStack Center for Weather and Climate is in Noida. Then BeamStack NOD Center is in Bangalore, and BeamStack Cultural Industries Observatory is in Thimphu. So BeamStack Cultural Industries Observatory A4, BeamStack NOD Center Bangalore. Correct answer is C. Now the last question is, which of the following countries are members of the European Union? Belarus, Poland, Germany, Switzerland. Belarus, it is not a part of European Union. Poland, it is part of European Union. Germany, it is part of European Union. Switzerland, it is not a part of European Union, though it has very close interaction with the European Union, but it is not a part of European Union. So the correct answer would be Poland and Germany, that is 2 and 3. C. Thank you.
Hello and very good evening, everyone. So I think you people have already attempted this paper, right? This time I think it was more of a non-conventional paper that we have seen, right? More of a factual paper with respect to current affairs. So let's discuss some of the questions. The first question is from both current affairs as well as society, right? So ये बहुत simple question है, one of the simplest questions. Why? If you read first statement over here, it is regarding persons with disability. So the Rights of Persons with Disability Act passed in Parliament in 2018. तो ये यहीं पे गलत हो गया, राइट? क्योंकि हम जानते हैं कि आपका राइट्स ऑफ पर्सन्स विद डिसेबिलिटी एक्ट वाज पास्ड इन 2016, राइट? सो पहली स्टेटमेंट गलत हो जाती है. अगेन अ वेरी फैक्चुअल स्मॉल थिंग बट अ वेरी कॉमन थिंग बिकॉज यू रीड इट इन सोसाइटी. देयर इज अ होल सेक्शन जब हम वनरेबल ग्रुप्स पढ़ते हैं, right? Rest of the statement is correct. It mandates reservation in education. It has increased actually reservation in education as well as employment, places legal duty on government to ensure accessibility and non-discrimination. So that statement is correct, but because of this factor it becomes wrong, right? Similarly हमें पता है कि they have increased number of disabilities from 7 to 21, right? Then comes the second aspect, right? Accessible India campaign 2015-16. So सुगम्य भारत अभियान focuses on achieving universal accessibility for persons with disability across 3 key domains: built-in infrastructure, transport system, and information and communication technology, ICT. That is absolutely correct, right? So Accessible India campaign focuses on these 3 key pillars, right? The first one we know that it talks about infrastructure, right? That is why we have seen all public infrastructure, public banks having ramp and all those things, right? Then it talks about transportation system. Now we have low floor buses and all because of the Accessible India campaign. It is basically to implement the act also, you can say, right? Then comes the third statement. So now second is correct, first is wrong. Third statement, the National Divyangjan Finance and Development Corporation is a public sector organization set up by Ministry of Corporate Affairs as a non-profit company to promote entrepreneurship among persons with disability. Majorly this statement is correct. Again a very factual technical mistake over here that they have made knowingly, right? Instead of Ministry of Corporate Affairs, it will be Department of Empowerment and Persons with Disability. So this statement will also go wrong. So the answer will be only second is correct, right? So if you see over here, the answer will be B. Moving to the next question. Consider the following statements about the river bridges connecting India and the neighboring countries. Now this is less of a current affair question. All the bridges are not there in the news right now, but they have been partially, some this year, some in previous year. First is Maitri Setu, right? So यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे again they have made small changes, so it feels like that they have been like you can say they have shown less effort in framing the question. They have done something like reversing the things. Like if you see Maitri Setu, you all know it's a friendship bridge between India and Bangladesh, correct? Cover over Feni River, that is also correct. It is over Feni River. Connects Ramgarh in India with Sabroom in Bangladesh. So they have reversed this. It is Sabroom. in India with रामगढ़. I know रामगढ़ देख के लगेगा कि इंडिया में हो सकता है, but that is the catch over here. रामगढ़ in बांग्लादेश, चिटागोंग डिस्ट्रिक्ट के अंदर. So first statement becomes wrong. Then Jula Ghat suspension bridge connects India and Myanmar. So Jula Ghat bridge, it's a suspension bridge, it's a small 100-meter bridge connecting India and Nepal. Right? So it is not Myanmar. So second statement also becomes wrong. Again, a very small factual error that they have made. Then Maichi bridge and its approach connect Panitanki bypass in India with Kakravita in Nepal. That is correct. ये आपको यहाँ पे वेस्ट बंगाल में देखने को मिलेगा. It connects with Nepal. Right? So these two are both in Nepal. This is in Bangladesh. Places have been interchanged. But the answer will be only 3 is correct. Right? So if you see the answer, it will be D over here. Then moving to the next question, again a factual organization based question. These kind of questions UPSC has been asking every year. Last year कुछ boards पूछे थे, इस साल उन्होंने कुछ organizations पूछी हैं, and they are in news almost all through the year for one reason or another, sometimes good, sometimes bad, we all know that, right? So first is Central Economic Intelligence Bureau, right, to coordinate between various law enforcement agencies dealing with the problem of economic crimes that we are talking about, right? It is not under Ministry of Home Affairs but Ministry of Finance. So this is wrong क्योंकि third column यहाँ पे गलत हो जाता है. Serious Fraud Investigation Office SFIO to investigate complex corporate frauds, that is correct, right? क्योंकि इसे बनाया ही under Corporates Act है 2013 section 211, right? But it is under Ministry of Corporate Affairs यहाँ पे दिया गया है. So जब आप यहाँ पे इसकी ministry की बात करते हैं, if you check the ministry over here, right? So ministry over here will be Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Then CBI, that is Central Bureau of Investigation, to preserve the values of public life and ensure the health of the national economy. Ministry of Personal, Public Grievance and Pensions. So this becomes correct. CBI आपको पता है, it is not a statutory body. It has been formed under you can say कि दिल्ली स्पेशल पावर्स एक्ट, राइट? यहाँ पे आई थिंक क्वेश्चन में गलत कर दिया गया है, पेपर में यहाँ पे मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस लिखा हुआ है. करेक्ट आंसर इज मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉर्पोरेट अफेयर्स. सो पेपर के हिसाब से ये गलत हो जाएगा और ये आपका ठीक हो जाएगा. सो द आंसर विल बी ओनली वन इज करेक्ट, दैट विल बी ए, राइट? देन मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, अगेन अ वेरी फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन. नाउ यू शुड आस्क अ क्वेश्चन दैट व्हाई वी शुड नो व्हाट ऑल दीज आर्मी कॉर्प्स हेडक्वार्टर, राइट? सम ऑफ देम वर इन द न्यूज, राइट? आप देखेंगे कि बिकॉज ऑफ मल्टीपल रीजंस, जैसे आपने अभी देखा होगा कि पार्लियामेंट में देयर वाज अ लॉट ऑफ डिस्कशन about a book written by a retired armed personnel, right? And he talked about 13 corps, और he talked about different corps over here. यहाँ पे आपको देखने को मिलेगा कि 33 corps मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स या मिनिस्टर ऑफ होम अफेयर राजनाथ सिंह जी जो हैं दशहरा सेलिब्रेशन के लिए भी गए थे, दैट वाज देयर इन द न्यूज एट दैट टाइम, राइट? उसके अलावा भी आपको ये चीजें न्यूज में देखने को मिलेंगी. सो व्हाट इज राइट, व्हाट इज रॉन्ग, लेट्स सी ओवर हियर. 3rd corps और 3 corps दीमापुर, दैट इज करेक्ट. नागालैंड में इनका हेडक्वार्टर है दीमापुर में. देन 4 corps अगर हम बात करते हैं तो दैट इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट, तेजपुर में इनका हेडक्वार्टर है, राइट, इन असम. देन 14 corps इज इन लेह लद्दाख, दैट इज करेक्ट, दैट इज व्हाई इट इज इन द न्यूज बिकॉज ऑफ दैट बुक. देन 33 corps इज नॉट इन श्रीनगर, ये आपका जो सिलीगुड़ी चिकन नेक है वहां पे हम बात करते हैं. सो इट इज इन सुकना, वेस्ट बंगाल. अगेन used to be a Naxal area, so it is in Sukna, West Bengal. So this is only wrong. And अगर आप क्वेश्चन में देखेंगे तो यहाँ पे इन्होंने नॉट करेक्ट पूछा है, so the answer will become D over here, right? Moving to the next question, which of the following statements with respect to revamped राष्ट्रीय ग्राम स्वराज अभियान is or are correct? Again, a very factual changes that they have made. In the first statement, the period of its implementation is 1st April 2021 to 31st March 2026. तो अगर आप इस स्कीम के बारे में जानते हैं तो ये आपका रिवैम्प्ड वर्जन है. तो पहला 2018 से लेके 2022 तक थी, राइट, विच गॉट ओवर इन 31st March 2022. तो द रिवैम्प्ड वर्जन स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम 1st April 2022. इन्होंने दिया है 2021. तो ये गलत हो जाता है बिकॉज ऑफ दिस थिंग, राइट? ये ठीक है आपका बिकॉज इट वाज इन सिंक विद द 15th फाइनेंस कमीशन. सो 15th फाइनेंस कमीशन जब खत्म हो रहा था तभी ये भी खत्म हो रही थी, दैट इज 31st मार्च 2026, क्योंकि आप देखेंगे 16th फाइनेंस कमीशन ने फिर लोकल बॉडीज के लिए ग्रांट्स दिए हैं अलग तरीके से, सो दिस स्कीम इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड ओवर देयर। तो पहली स्टेटमेंट गलत हो जाती है। द की ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ रिवैम्प्ड आरजीएसए इज टू डेवलप द गवर्नेंस capabilities of the Panchayati Raj institutions to deliver on sustainable development goals. That is correct. It focuses on Panchayati Raj institutions, Gram Sabha and all those things. Right. The third statement, the share of the central funding for the revamped RGS is 100% for all the states and union territories. No, it is a center sponsored scheme. Right. There is a share of center and the state. It is not a central sector scheme, it's a central sponsored स्कीम। तो ये स्टेटमेंट भी क्या हो जाती है, गलत हो जाती है। तो सिर्फ एक ही स्टेटमेंट ठीक है, सो द आंसर विल बी ओवर हियर, राइट। So these were the questions that I have to take with you, right? I think rest of the current affair questions are already being dealt in different portions of the static that you are reading, maybe polity, economy and all those things, right? So I hope कि आपने ये questions correct किए होंगे, and thank you all. Let's meet again for the mains preparation. Thank you.
Hello everyone. So Prelims 2026 paper has been completed, and looking into the various types of question. So this paper is on difficult side. It is not that simple and easy. It is quite factual, but it's tricky also. Sir, what's your opinion?
My opinion is very similar to you, sir. And one thing which we could see is there is a very big change in the mix of questions also, which is generally happening in UPSC. Sometimes one section is asked more, one section is asked less. So if you look at this year's paper, Polity has been given less weightage. Sometimes it is given more weightage. So that is very normal to expect in this exam. And the questions were a bit more factual. So let us ask Nitish sir's also opinion.
And sir, जो expected lines of questions that used to be there in polity, those expected lines are not there, and that would have also created certain pressure in the minds of the candidate that my strong portion, because polity many candidates consider it as their stronger portion, so they might have tend to rather also make some negative marking also. So let's discuss the paper.
And there is no need to worry about. I mean, maybe the earlier student may have scored more, but this time the merit is expected to be low, and number of questions in polity is also less, and the question is on bit difficult side. So let's discuss. Yes, sir.
So I am looking at the first question, question number 79. X was addressing a seminar on the meaning of the term law. On the meaning of the term law as provided under Article 13, Part 3 of the Constitution of India. X explained that the meaning of the term law in the Constitution of India was very comprehensive. It included ordinances, orders, and even rules and regulations. Y pointed out that the term law in Article 13 also included customs or usage having in the territory of India the force of law, to which X was not convinced. So if you look at the main sentence given over here, X is not convinced that customs or usage having the force of law in India are included in the meaning of the word law in Article 13, whereas Y says so. Now the question is asking, based on the above, select the correct conclusion from the options given below. First statement says X is correct in the interpretation of law, including the view on non-inclusion of custom. Second statement says the view of Y that law included custom is not correct. Third says the views of both X and Y are correct, and last one says the view of only Y is correct. So the main thing we have to see is whether customs are included in the meaning of the word law in Article 13 or not. Now if you see Article 13, okay, clause 3, subclause B, it defines what is law, okay, and very clearly it says customs including the force of law, including use and usage having the force of law is covered there. So Y's interpretation is correct, and since X disagrees with that, it is incorrect. So the statement D should be correct, the view of only Y is correct. Okay, this is the answer. Now okay, next one.
Next one.
Sir, you can take it.
Now in this question, they are asking the correct statement. So first statement is there is no article in the Constitution of India that specifies that the Constitution of India will be officially called as the Constitution of India. That's a factual question, and it is incorrect because Article 393 specifically mentions in the short title heading that the Constitution will be called as the Constitution of India. Second statement, there is no article in the Constitution of India that specifies that the Indian Independence Act and the Government of India Act 1935 stand repealed. It is also incorrect because Article 395 mentions about the repealed acts that were prior to the Constitution. Now third statement, there is no article in the Constitution of India that mentions 26th January 1950 as the date of the commencement of the Constitution. So this is also incorrect. Article 394, it specifically mentions this. So with respect to this question, all three statements are wrong. So there is no correct statement in this. All are incorrect. Now next question. Consider the following statements about the provisions pertaining to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in India. Provisions regarding the administration of the tribal areas in the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram are given in the it's not given in the 5th schedule, it is given in the 6th schedule. So this statement is wrong. Second, some tribes of India are entitled to exemption from paying income tax on certain incomes. It is correct. It is the part of the section 10 clause 26 of the Income Tax Act 1961. The third statement, the Constitution of India provides for reservation of seats in Panchayat for women belonging to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. It's also a correct statement. So in this, the statements are not direct. So let's see the options, that which of the following conclusions on the above is correct. There are two correct statements that include statement 2. Then second, there are two correct statements that are including statement 1 and 3. So it's wrong. There is only one correct. It's also wrong. All three are not correct. So answer will be A, that there are two correct statements that include statement 2.
Let's discuss further. Now there is a one question. Consider the following statement in respect of question asked by the members in the parliament. Basically, this question was related to the question hour basically. Now it says statement 1, unstarred questions are those which a member desire an oral answer. So actually, unstarred questions are those which is asked in a written format, not in a oral. So technically, this statement is incorrect. Now, starred questions are those to which a member desire a written answer. Again, it is actually exchange. It should be the oral one basically. So this is also incorrect. Now, no supplementary question can be asked on a unstarred question. This statement is correct because the supplementary questions can be asked only on the starred question. So this statement is correct and the first two statement is incorrect. So there is only one statement is correct. There is only one statement is correct. Now, look this question. Consider the following statement about the Committee on the Welfare. Committee on the Welfare of the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes of the Parliament of India. Although members of this committee are elected from both the houses of parliament. ये तो ठीक है, both the houses of parliament. The chairperson of the committee is appointed by chairman of the Rajya Sabha. This part is incorrect. It is actually by Speaker of Lok Sabha. Speaker of Lok Sabha. So technically this statement is incorrect. 20 members are elected by the Rajya Sabha. Again, it should be actually from the Lok Sabha and 10 members are from the Rajya Sabha. Even the statement is incorrect. No minister except for the Union Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment is eligible to be a member of the committee. Technically, no minister can be a member of the parliamentary committee. So technically, this statement is also incorrect. Members are elected for a fixed term of 2 years. Again, it is actually 1 year. It is actually 1 year. So what we see, all the statements are wrong. So there is no correct statement. So sir, please.
Now we are looking at the next question. Which of the following statements about a zero FIR under the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Samhita 2023 is or are correct? Now this was not a conventional polity question on the constitution, but there have been a lot of news reports, news articles on zero FIR and other such things from the procedural laws also in the newspaper. So I think the context is that. Now if you look at the first statement, a zero FIR can be lodged at police station even though at the place of commission of cognizable, non-cognizable offence is outside the territorial jurisdiction of that police station. Now over here they have mentioned both cognizable and non-cognizable offence. So we should be very clear on this. A non-cognizable offence FIR, there is no concept of FIR. At max there can be some complaint, but magistrate will be involved over there. So this will be taken to be a wrong statement. Okay. Second statement says the officer in charge of the police station where a zero FIR has been lodged may, with the permission of the competent authority, initiate preliminary inquiry. This is a correct statement. Section 173 of the BNSS, it very clearly permits the relevant police station where the complaint was made to start preliminary investigation with permission of the competent authority. So this is a correct statement. Third one is under 0 FIR, it is obligatory for the informant to furnish information electronically. This is wrong statement. Even physically it can be done. So only second statement is correct. So the answer should be D. Okay. So with this we have discussed the polity or related questions
All
in
the
this year's
important
exam.
questions, yeah, we are done with that. But again, I would say at last, the paper is on bit difficult side, so there is no need to be worried. The merit is not going to be on the similar level. I mean, the discussion is going on.
Yes.
It's maybe on
Definitely the cutoff will be much lesser than last year, and we will have to wait for all students to give their feedback. So we will get more clarity.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you. All the best.
Good evening, class. So here are 5 questions. This year UPSC has asked 5 questions from modern history, but I must tell you the exam is all about competition, and questions are slightly tough and could be answered through logic also if you are reading it carefully. Now let us start with the first question, and this question was regarding Bose, which I always teach in class, and that has been a favorite topic of mine also. So this is something about the Tripuri crisis of 1939. So I am going to read the sentence one by one and we'll see. Bose failed to win the confidence of Mahatma Gandhi. This is a very simple statement because everyone knows that Bose had some issues with Gandhi and they were never at the same page regarding the socialism or other you can say policy related issues. So this is about the rise of left wing within the Congress, and Bose had certain issues with Gandhi. So he was not able to win the confidence of Gandhi because Gandhi did not want Bose to contest the election of the year 1939. Bose was already president of the Congress in 1938 at Haripura in Gujarat, and when he is going to contest election for the year 1939 at Tripuri, which is in Jabalpur district, then Gandhi did not, you can say, approve him to contest the election because he did not want that socialist forces or left forces should become too strong within the Congress party. So the first statement, Bose failed to win the confidence of Mahatma Gandhi, is true. The Congress left was disunited and failed to support Bose. This is a tricky statement because the Congress left was disunited and failed to support Bose.
as far as left wing within the Congress is concerned, it supported Bose for contesting the election and giving him substantial number of votes so that he could win the election. But when it was about the party unity, when it was about the Gandhian leadership, then left leaders did not support Bose. So that statement is also true. The communists did not support Bose in his endeavors. No, communists were the only element in the national movement which had been supporting Bose. The supporters of M.N. Roy and socialist leaders like Jayaprakash Narayan preferred Congress unity to supporting Bose. So they also preferred Congress unity. So the fourth statement is correct. Sorry, fourth statement is correct. Third statement is wrong. So answer will be 1, 2, 4. So here answer will be B. Clear? So question number 6, it was B. Now question number 7. Consider following statements regarding the British policy in Awadh immediately after its annexation in 1856. Number 1, the Talukdars were dispossessed of their estates but allowed to retain their arms and forts. No. After the annexation of Awadh, the British government tried to establish a direct link with the peasants. So it had, you can say, dispossessed the Talukdars of their property, of their estates, as well as their arms and forts. So this statement is wrong because they were not allowed to retain even the arms and the forts. So statement 1 is wrong. I know this is also a bit tricky, but if you see the question, you see the options, you can easily do. Now first statement is wrong. So here is 2 only. This will be incorrect. So 2 is wrong. So once we are very much clear that 2 is wrong. So number, this one, the only option where 2 is absent is B. I'm telling you what, that we can also proceed like this if you do not know, if you know only one statement. Second, a summary revenue settlement was made in 1856 assuming that the Talukdars were outsiders. Government did not consider that the Talukdars had been the original owners of the land and it considered Talukdars as the outsiders. So this statement is true. The British believed in taking revenue directly from the peasants by removing the Talukdars. That is true. So number 2, number 3 is correct. It means, no, sorry, statement number 2 and statement number 3 is correct. 1 is wrong. So answer will be A. 2 and 3, A will be the answer. This is, the statement goes like this: the genesis of political alliances based on community lay in the very nature of the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms 1919. This is a statement. In this context, we have to, what you can say, answer which statement is correct or not. So in this question, we have to infer, we have to interpret. It is not a very factual question, we have to interpret. So reforms retained and extended the principle of separate electorate. Yes, 1919 Montagu reforms had retained the provision of separate electorate for the Muslims. Muslims had already received separate electorate in the year 1909. And now those separate electorate for the Muslims had been retained, plus this time it was extended to include Sikh community, it was extended to include, you can say, Anglo Indians, it was also given to Indian born Christians. Separate electorates were supposed to counter the Indian nationalism which was growing stronger. Obviously separate electorate was introduced just to create, you can say, disunity among the national movement, and it was a very much policy of the British government that they had always propped up the minorities against the majority. When nationalist forces start rising, they start countering nationalist forces by promoting minorities. So separate electorate were intended to win the support of the minorities. We are supposed to counter Indian nationalism. True. Third, deprived classes rallied around the favors inherent in separate electorate. So the Morley Minto reforms extended the competition for separate electorate to other communities like Sikh Anglo Indians, which was extended in the year, which was given in the year 1919. And 1919 reforms also started, you can say, giving you can say, support to the deprived classes in India, like the Justice Party. Government started thinking Justice Party was a lower party or a party of the lower caste in South India, in Madras. this party was also began to be mooted, government started planning to give separate electorate to the deprived classes also. So the statement deprived classes rallied around the favors inherent in separate electorate, that is also true. So 1, 2, 3 all are correct here. So statement D, once again पीछे थोड़ा सा जाना तो एक बार पीछे से एक बार आंसर क्लियरली बता दूं ताकि कोई कंफ्यूजन ना पीछे वाले क्वेश्चन में. इस क्वेश्चन में बोस के क्वेश्चन में स्टेटमेंट 3 रॉन्ग है, तो करेक्ट क्या होगा 1, 2 and 4. सो आंसर होगा यहां पे बी. नेक्स्ट, इसमें जस्ट पीछे वाला इसमें पहला स्टेटमेंट रॉन्ग है क्योंकि दे वर नॉट अलाउड टू रिटेन देयर फोर्ट्स. तो स्टेटमेंट 2 और 3 करेक्ट है, तो 2 और 3 ए में है, तो इसका आंसर ए है. इसके बाद का क्वेश्चन, ये तीनों स्टेटमेंट अभी हमने पढ़ा सही है, तो इसका आंसर डी है. नेक्स्ट, द आर्टिफिशियली फिक्स्ड रुपी स्टर्लिंग एक्सचेंज रेट prescribed by the Hilton Young Commission 1926 was adopted by the British government for which one of the following reasons? Aiding the flow of remittances from India and maintaining India's credit worthiness. ये this is factual, ठीक है, ये पूरी तरह फैक्चुअल. ये इसलिए किया गया था, रुपी स्टर्लिंग एक्सचेंज रेट जो था वो जानबूझ के ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट हाई रखी थी ताकि यहां से ज्यादा रेमिटेंसेज जो ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट के एम्प्लॉइज थे जो काम करते थे वो ज्यादा पैसा इंग्लैंड भेज सकें. इसलिए it was you can say maintained artificially high, providing for flow of remittances back to London. Next question, answer इसका A है. Which are the following statements about the Eka movement and the Bardoli Satyagraha is correct? See, this is a question which is based on comparison between Bardoli Satyagraha and Eka movement. But अगर ध्यान से कोई पढ़ेगा और एक भी चीज पता है, मान लो लेटर सपोज एका मूवमेंट, जैसे कि क्लास में हम लोग पढ़ते हैं कि एका मूवमेंट, मैंने क्लास में बताया हुआ कि सीतापुर हरदोई बहराइच डिस्ट्रिक्ट में एका मूवमेंट लेड बाय मदारी पासी. लीडर कौन है? मदारी पासी. एंड इट वाज इन सीतापुर हरदोई बहराइच डिस्ट्रिक्ट. तो थोड़ा सा इस क्वेश्चन को नीचे से देखते हैं. देखो, द एका मूवमेंट वाज लोकेटेड इन वाराणसी एंड मिर्जापुर, गलत हो गया. सीतापुर हरदोई बहराइच डिस्ट्रिक्ट है, यहीं पे गलत हो गया. बारदोली सत्याग्रह टुक प्लेस इन सौराष्ट्र गुजरात, ठीक है, बट ये तो गलत हो गया, तो ये स्टेटमेंट गलत हो गया. सी है क्या? द बारदोली सत्याग्रह वाज ए कैंपेन अगेंस्ट द इन्हेंसमेंट ऑफ लैंड रेवेन्यू, कॉमा, व्हाइल द एका मूवमेंट वाज ए प्रोटेस्ट अगेंस्ट एक्सेसिव एक्सट्रैक्शन ऑफ रेंट. ये सही है. बारदोली सत्याग्रह वाज लॉन्च्ड इन 1928, 4 फरवरी 1928. प्रिसाइज डेट इसलिए बता दे रहे हैं क्योंकि बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है. 3 फरवरी 1928 को साइमन कमीशन यहाँ आता है और 4 फरवरी को सरदार पटेल बारदोली सत्याग्रह को लॉन्च करते हैं. क्यों लॉन्च करते हैं? क्योंकि 1927 में, इन द प्रीवियस ईयर 1927, ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट हैड इनहेंस द लैंड रेवेन्यू बाय 22%. तो लैंड रेवेन्यू 22% बढ़ा दिए गए थे. इसके खिलाफ, ये सरकार के खिलाफ मूवमेंट था जो 1928 में सरदार पटेल ने चलाया अंडर द लीडरशिप ऑफ गांधी. और जो एका मूवमेंट था जो मदारी पासी लीड कर रहे थे सीतापुर हरदोई बहराइच में 1921 के अराउंड, ये मूवमेंट था जो ठेकेदार, जो तालुकदार थे, जो ज्यादा रेंट कलेक्ट करते थे या बेगारी कराते थे, बेगारी मतलब बॉन्डेड लेबर कराते थे, जबरदस्ती का काम कराते थे, उसके खिलाफ था. तो बारदोली है ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट के खिलाफ और एका है इलीगल एक्सट्रैक्शंस या रेंट ज्यादा ले रहे हैं या बॉन्डेड लेबर की तरह काम करा रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो ये है, तो आंसर सी होगा. दूसरा 2 स्टेटमेंट पढ़ देते हो ऐसे ही. जस्ट ऊपर का बी स्टेटमेंट क्या है? इसका आंसर सी है, बी है. द एका मूवमेंट वाज प्रोवाइडेड लीडरशिप बाय द तालुकदार सफौद, ऑब्वियसली नो. मदारी पासी वाज अ वेरी ऑर्डिनरी पीजन, उसने ये मूवमेंट चलाई थी. वेयर इज द बारदोली सत्याग्रह वाज मूवमेंट ऑफ द लैंडलेस लेबरर्स. नहीं, इसमें पटीदार एक कम्युनिटी है गुजरात में जो थोड़ी, जिनके पास प्रॉपर्टी है, लैंड है, उनकी मूवमेंट थी, तो ये गलत हो गया. उसके बाद एक स्टेटमेंट है, द एका मूवमेंट वाज थ्रू आउट सपोर्टेड एंड ऑर्गेनाइज्ड बाय द कांग्रेस, while Bardoli Satyagraha was initially independent of Congress influence and was only in the last stages supported by the Congress. No, Bardoli Satyagraha was a movement which was totally led by, initiated by the Congress. ठीक है, और एका मूवमेंट शुरू में कुछ कांग्रेस, लोकल कांग्रेस लीडर ने बस स्टार्ट करा था, बट लेटर इट वाज टेकन बाय मदारी पासी एंड थ्रू आउट लेटर इट वाज अंडर द लीडरशिप ऑफ मदारी पासी. एका मतलब यूनिटी मूवमेंट है 1921 का. तो इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर है हमारा enhancement of land revenue while account was, ठीक है, आंसर सी है. नेक्स्ट, दैट्स ऑल. सो होपफुली you would enjoy this discussion, you like the discussion. Okay, and one thing I will request you that regarding modern history, regarding history, this time the question was very you can say conceptual as well as thought provoking. तो किताबें जो टेक्स्ट बुक है जो पढ़नी है उसको आप पढ़िए, तो आपको आंसर जरूर मिलेगा, पता चलेगा, और घबराइए नहीं, ठीक है, क्योंकि अभी आंसर की शायद यूपीएससी भी इस बार बोलिए प्रोवाइड करेगी, तो उससे हम चेक करके देख लेंगे कि कितना है. थैंक यू, ऑल द बेस्ट स्टूडेंट्स.
Hello, good evening. We are here, me and Mohit sir are here to discuss the UPSC Civil Service preliminary exam questions with you, and we will tell you the right answer for the questions which have been asked. And now we will start, sir.
हाँ जी सर पहला क्वेश्चन.
So this was a question about Dhruv 64, and the question was which of the following statement is are correct. तो सर इसमें दो स्टेटमेंट हैं. पहला स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट इज द थर्ड चिप फैब्रिकेटेड अंडर DIRV. DIRV इज डिजिटल इंडिया RISC. Five, with an overall aim to enable the creation of microprocessors for India. And second is first homegrown 1.0 gigahertz 64-bit 12-core microprocessor. तो सर इसका आंसर
सर
जो है
दोनों ठीक है सर, ये वाला भी,
हाँ
ये वाला भी सर.
तो इसका आंसर है C, both 1 and 2. तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 44 आंसर इज C. अब नेक्स्ट अगेन ये क्वेश्चन है ब्यूरो ऑफ इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड्स BIS, और ये इट टॉक्स अबाउट 3 नेशनल स्टैंडर्ड टू टेस्ट एंड असेस बॉम्ब डिस्पोजल सिस्टम. अब इसमें भी हमें यही बताना है कि कौन से सही है. तो क्वेश्चन फैक्चुअल है. दिस इज द न्यू स्टैंडर्ड. सर ये एक नया स्टैंडर्ड है जो उन्होंने इस बार इंट्रोड्यूस किया, IAS 19445.2025, और इसका मकसद ही इंटरऑपरेबिलिटी है. और थर्ड स्टेटमेंट जो है सर इसका इनकरेक्ट है, क्योंकि इसमें रशिया इन्वॉल्व्ड नहीं है. ये मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स जो है उसके रिक्वेस्ट पर ये तैयार किया गया था। तो सर फिर इसका आंसर जो है,
इसका आंसर सर 1 and 2,
इसका आंसर हो जाएगा 1 and 2। अब इसके बाद अगला क्वेश्चन जो है वो है 46
नोबेल प्राइज।
अब ये
सर ये थोड़ा ट्रिविया टाइप का क्वेश्चन है कि ये प्रोफेसर के बारे में बता रहे हैं हु वाज बोर्न इन यूके एंड ही वॉन द नोबेल प्राइज इन 2025। तो वो जो कौन से प्रोफेसर है अमेरिकन यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ाते थे उनका नाम बताना है सर। तो आंसर है इसमें सी, जॉन क्लार्क। इनको फिजिक्स के लिए नोबेल प्राइज मिला था पिछली बार।
ठीक है, इसमें इतना ही है। अब हम तो मैं क्वांटम टनलिंग अब पढ़ने का मूड भी नहीं होगा तुम लोगों का। अभी ये भी एक फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन है, ये इंडियन सेमीकंडक्टर मिशन पर क्वेश्चन आया है कि उसमें जो हमने प्लांट्स अप्रूव किए हैं तो ये सीजी पावर है। देखिए अगर आप देखें तो ज़्यादातर तो गुजरात में ही है, उसमें धोलेरा में है और आपका सानंद में है।
टाटा का भी सर फैब्रिकेशन वाला।
और ये असेंबली वाला प्लांट जो है टाटा का, ये असम में मोरेगांव में है। HCL वाला जो है ये उत्तर प्रदेश में है,
जेवर के पास।
हाँ, तो दिस इज उत्तर प्रदेश। और 6M जो है ये उड़ीसा में। तो ये 3 सही है
और नॉट करेक्ट पूछ रहा है सर ये।
हाँ, नॉट करेक्ट, तो सी इसका आंसर हो जाएगा, है ना सर।
हाँ जी,
48 का क्वेश्चन का सी आंसर है। फिर क्वेश्चन है 51,
ब्लॉकचेन के बारे में।
ये ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी है। तो सर इसको आप
सर ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी जैसे आपने क्लास में पढ़ाई होगा कि उसमें एक बार डेटा चला जाता है तो वो चेंज नहीं कर सकते, चेंज करना बहुत ही मुश्किल होता है। तो अगर हम इसमें जो देखें तो जो फोर्थ स्टेटमेंट है, मैथमेटिकल एल्गोरिथम्स मेक इट इम्पॉसिबल टू चेंज और डिलीट एनी डेटा। तो ये वाला स्टेटमेंट जो है बिल्कुल सही है। अगर हम बाकी स्टेटमेंट देखें तो इसमें डेटा जो है कई ब्लॉकचेन में रहता है, एक साथ डेटा कई सारे कंप्यूटर्स में रहता है और सिंक होता रहता है साथ साथ, और हम दूसरे को डेटा दिखा भी सकते हैं। वी कैन शो द डेटा टू अदर्स ऑल्सो विदाउट एनी रिस्क ऑफ अल्टरकेशन। तो ये भी सही है फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट। सेकंड स्टेटमेंट इज ऑल्सो ट्रू। द थर्ड स्टेटमेंट, कंसोर्टियम ब्लॉकचेन इज अ ब्लेंड ऑफ सेलेक्टिव डेटा एक्सेस पब्लिक एंड प्राइवेट। तो ये वाला स्टेटमेंट इनकरेक्ट है एंड इसमें दिस इज द ओनली ऑप्शन विच इज देयर,
सी 1 to 4 इसका आंसर आ जाएगा 1 to 4। अगर आप थोड़ा भी देखें, हालांकि इस वक्त इसका टाइम नहीं है, पहला और फोर्थ स्टेटमेंट लगभग सेम ही है, विदाउट द रिस्क ऑफ ऑल्टरेशन। और यहाँ पर ये क्या कह रहा है, मेक्स इट इम्पॉसिबल टू चेंज और डिलीट एनी डेटा। तो अगर आप फोर्थ को सही ले रहे हो तो फर्स्ट को भी आपको सही लेना ही पड़ेगा। तो अगर आप देखें फर्स्ट और फोर्थ जो है, अब इसके बाद आपको इसको हम कहते हैं डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड लेजर सिस्टम। तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड लेजर सिस्टम में मतलब नेटवर्क में जितने भी कंप्यूटर्स हैं उस पर सब पर डेटा स्टोर होता है। तो दूसरा भी सही हो गया, तो आंसर बिल्कुल सही है इसका 1 to 4। सो क्वेश्चन नंबर 51 का सी 1 to 4। फिर क्वेश्चन नंबर 66 है जीन थेरेपी के ऊपर। अब जीन थेरेपी बहुत सिंपल जेनेरिक सा क्वेश्चन है। फॉल्टी जीन्स जो है उनको अगर हटाना है तो उसमें हम जीन थेरेपी कर लेंगे। हाँ, और ये जीन को ट्रांसफर करने के लिए वायरस यूज कर लेते हैं, नैनो पार्टिकल्स यूज कर लेते हैं। अगर आप लोगों ने क्लास भी करी है तो हमने CAR-T सेल पढ़ा था जिसमें हमने वायरस से जीन ट्रांसफर की थी। और तुमने अगर क्रिस्पर पढ़ा था तो एंटायर डीएनए सीक्वेंस चेंज नहीं होता, डीएनए का कुछ हिस्सा चेंज होता है। तो इसमें स्टेटमेंट नंबर सर जो है वो 3 जो है वो तो गलत है और स्टेटमेंट नंबर 1 and 2 सही है। तो आंसर सर सी 1 है।
इसमें लेंटीवायरस अगर हम उसमें देखें, सिकल सेल एनीमिया के ट्रीटमेंट में जो लेंटीवायरस यूज करते हैं वो भी जेनेटिक एडिटिंग का एक तरीका है।
एडिटिंग है।
तो
और ये
वायरस
अगर आप देखें बिरसा 101 इस तरह की जो जितनी चीजें थी उसकी वजह से हो सकता है कि यूपीएससी ने क्वेश्चन पूछा। चलिए अगला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं 66 का। 1 मिनट पीछे सर।
हाँ जी,
66 का आंसर है सी, है ना। अब अगला क्वेश्चन है हमारा 60 LLM लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल। अगेन एक प्रेडिक्टेबल क्वेश्चन है। इसमें भी ये पूछ रहे हैं कि मशीन लर्निंग में जो है उसमें करेक्ट कौन सा है। देखो ये सिंपल अनबायस्ड आउटपुट्स हैं। LLM का क्रिटिसिज्म ये है कि वो डेटा बायस होता है उसके अंदर। तो ये स्टेटमेंट गलत है। तो ये स्टेटमेंट गलत है तो पहले तो C and D बाहर हो गए। अब LLM क्या कर रहा है, वो प्रोबेबिलिटी तो ही बता रहा है ना आपके कि अगला वर्ड क्या हो सकता है। तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट। और इसमें क्या होता है, मैथमेटिकल ऑप्टिमाइजेशन। मैथमेटिकल ऑप्टिमाइजेशन क्या होता है, इसमें आपका जो है बायसेस होते हैं और आपके दूसरे मैथमेटिकल फंक्शंस अप्लाई होते हैं। तो ऑब्वियसली इसके बाद ऑब्वियसली दे मेक द प्रेडिक्शन। तो आंसर सर इसका
आंसर 1 एंड 2 सर इसमें करेक्ट है।
67 इज 1 एंड 2। अगर मैथमेटिकल फंक्शन की बात करें तो सर इसमें दो टर्म्स क्लास में बार बार यूज किए गए थे, वेट्स एंड बायसेस। तो मैथमेटिकल ऑप्टिमाइजेशन करके वो आपको जवाब देता है, जिसका मकसद होता है कि एरर को रिड्यूस करना। और अगर आप लोगों ने क्लास अटेंड की है, हॉपफील्ड नेटवर्क जो हमने पढ़ा था, उसका मकसद ही क्या था, लो एनर्जी का मतलब क्या था, जिसमें कि एरर लो। ठीक, तो 67 आंसर इज बी, 1 एंड 2। नाउ स्टेटमेंट सर 68 आप।
68 सर, इट इज रिगार्डिंग द स्टेल्थ टेक्नोलॉजी। तो स्टेल्थ टेक्नोलॉजी जो कि अब आजकल हम लोग 5th जनरेशन फाइटर प्लेन्स के बारे में सुन रहे हैं, तो उसके कॉन्टेक्स्ट में क्वेश्चन आया है सर कि स्टेल्थ ऑब्जेक्ट है वेरी स्मॉल रेडार क्रॉस सेक्शन, मतलब वो रेडार में बहुत छोटे ऑब्जेक्ट दिखते हैं वो, एंड आर कोटेड विद रेडार ऑब्जॉर्विंग मटेरियल। ऐसे मटेरियल जो रेडार की वेव्स को एब्जॉर्ब कर लेते हैं, उससे कोट किए जाते हैं। तो ये स्टेटमेंट सही है सर। स्टेल्थ ऑब्जेक्ट कैन बी डिटेक्टेड यूजिंग स्पेसिफिक फ्रीक्वेंसीज, ये भी स्टेटमेंट सही है, क्योंकि इंडिया ने रिसेंटली एक सूर्य रेडार बनाया है। वो वेरी हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी जो वेव्स हैं उसको यूज़ करके, VHF वेव्स को यूज़ करके वो रेडार ऑब्जेक्ट्स को डिटेक्ट करता है। और वो जो वेव्स है उससे रेजोल्यूशन अच्छा नहीं आता, मतलब जो इमेज है वो क्लियर नहीं आती, बट वो आपको डिटेक्ट करके बता देता है। तो एक पर्टिकुलर फ्रीक्वेंसी से अगर हम रेडार के ऑब्जेक्ट, स्टेल्थ ऑब्जेक्ट को देखें तो वी कैन डिटेक्ट इट। तो दिस इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट ऑप्शन। एंड स्टेल्थ ऑब्जेक्ट आर कोटेड विद मेटा मटेरियल्स। मेटा मटेरियल से कोट किया जाता है, बट द ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू रिड्यूस द स्कैटरिंग ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन। स्कैटरिंग जैसे हम लोग कभी कभी पढ़ते हैं फिजिक्स में कि फैलना, ठीक है, तो अगर स्कैटरिंग ज़्यादा होगी तो रेडार विल कैच द स्टेल्थ ऑब्जेक्ट, एंड देयरफॉर द ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू रिड्यूस द स्कैटरिंग। तो वो इंक्रीज वाला जो वर्ड है वो गलत है सर। तो लेट अस क्रॉस दिस, एंड 1 एंड 2 विल बी द राइट आंसर।
68 इज 1 एंड 2,
68 का सी,
1 एंड 2
जी।
फिर
ब्लैक बॉक्सेस, इसमें सर एयर इंडिया का जो पिछले साल क्रैश हुआ था उसकी रिपोर्ट जो है, आई थिंक इट विल बी आउट 1 ईयर के बाद रिपोर्ट आएगी। तो उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में पूछा गया ब्लैक बॉक्स के बारे में। तो ब्लैक बॉक्स अगर अंडर वाटर चला जाए तो उसको ढूंढने के लिए वी हैव टू हैव अ इक्विपमेंट। तो जनरली दे यूज अल्ट्रासाउंड। देयर इज अ अल्ट्रासोनिक सिग्नल विच इज रिलीज्ड फॉर कंटिन्यूसली फॉर 30 to 90 days। तो इसलिए अल्ट्रासाउंड यूज होता है, रेड लाइट यूज नहीं होती है। आपको ओशन में कोई चीज़ ढूंढनी है तो आप अल्ट्रासाउंड इज अ बेटर वे टू फाइंड इट। तो ये फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज इनकरेक्ट। दे रिकॉर्ड बोथ द कॉकपिट वॉइस एंड द फ्लाइट डेटा। यस, उसको पायलट की जो वॉइस है वो भी आती है और फ्लाइट का डेटा भी आता है सारा। एंड देयर मेमोरी यूनिट्स आर मेड ऑफ स्टेनलेस स्टील और टाइटेनियम, सो दैट इट इज़ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग एंड इट डज नॉट कोलैप्स अंडर द कोलिजन। तो ये स्ट्रेंथ के लिए मेमोरी यूनिट्स को,
आंसर इज 2 एंड 3 है ना, 69 बी, 2 एंड 3। अच्छा, ये इन स्पेस के लिए इन स्पेस देखिए सर, इन स्पेस जो है बेसिकली ये है फैसिलिटेटर एंड रेगुलेटर। हाँ, तो ये फैसिलिटेट करता है, तो ये स्टेटमेंट जो है ये करेक्ट है। अग्निकुल जो है इसने पहला अपना 3D प्रिंटेड रॉकेट इंजन बनाया, ठीक है। स्काई रॉकेट ने क्रायोजेनिक इंजन बनाया। अब लिक्विड फ्यूल फॉर GSLV अलग होता है, क्रायोजेनिक अलग होता है। मतलब क्रायोजेनिक एक तरह का लिक्विड फ्यूल ही होता है, बट वो GSLV के लिए नहीं बना रहे, उनका अपना एक जो है लॉन्च व्हीकल है उसके लिए वो बना रहे। तो इसका स्टेटमेंट 3 जो है वो इनकरेक्ट है।
1 and 2 करेक्ट।
तो इसका आंसर हो जाएगा C, 1 एंड 2। तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 71 आंसर इज 1 एंड 2। अच्छा, ये ड्रोन स्वार्म, तो स्वार्म ड्रोन जो है सर, ये तो मल्टीपल ड्रोन्स होंगे, है ना, मतलब एक ग्रुप में काम करेंगे। जब एक मल्टीपल ड्रोन है तो आपस में क्या करेंगे, ये कम्युनिकेट करेंगे। हाँ, तो ऑब्वियसली क्या होगा, दे कैन कम्युनिकेट। हाँ, तो पहला स्टेटमेंट तो करेक्ट हो गया। अच्छा, ये टेराहर्ट्ज बैंड ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंसी जो है वो यूज
नहीं करते
सर,
क्योंकि टेराहर्ट्ज हो गया सर 10 to the power 12।
तो जितनी ज्यादा हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी होगी उतना ज्यादा लॉस हो जाएगा, एटेन्यूएशन हो जाएगा।
अभी तो ये मेगाहर्ट्ज से गीगाहर्ट्ज में काम
तो
करते
ये वाला स्टेटमेंट आपका गलत हो गया। और GPS स्पूफिंग जो है, स्पूफिंग हो गया, ये एक बहुत कॉमन तरीका होता है ड्रोन स्वार्म अटैक को रोकने के लिए। तो अगर हम देखें इसका आंसर हो जाएगा सर 2 एंड 3। तो 72 इज 2 एंड 3। 73 जीनोम इंडिया प्रोजेक्ट। तो जीनोम इंडिया प्रोजेक्ट में जैसे भी आप सबको पता है 20,000 DNA सैंपल्स को जो है सीक्वेंस किया जाएगा। ये इंडिया का अपना प्रोजेक्ट है, तो ये ह्यूमन जीनोम प्रोजेक्ट तो यूएस का था, तो ये इसका हिस्सा नहीं है। और ये फंड इसको डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ बायोटेक्नोलॉजी ही कर रहा है, और इसका पर्पस है डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ द इंडियन पॉपुलेशन। मतलब इसका एक गोल ये है।
जैसे ही आप पहली स्टेटमेंट हटाते हैं सर, तो तीनों ऑप्शन आपके खत्म हो जाते हैं।
और आंसर इज बी 1 एंड 2 एंड 3, सॉरी।
इस बार सर एलिमिनेशन वाली ट्रिक काम करती है।
हाँ, एलिमिनेशन दिख रहा है। और अगर आप देखें क्वेश्चंस जो हैं बहुत सिंपल है, बहुत कोई कॉम्प्लिकेटेड और ट्रिकी क्वेश्चंस नहीं है, बारिंग 1 और 2। अच्छा, अब अगला क्वेश्चन जो है वो नेशनल क्वांटम मिशन है, तो बहुत से लोग आप में से क्वांटम देख के शायद घबरा गए होंगे, मगर उसके बाद उसमें कुछ नहीं है सवाल में। अगर देखें तो इसके 3 ऑब्जेक्टिव थे। एक था मैं क्वांटम कंप्यूटर बनाना 1000 क्यूबिट का, तो पहला स्टेटमेंट सही है, और इसमें 4 टी हब्स हैं, 4 टी हब्स थे, और यही टी हब्स को हम थीमेटिक हब्स कहते हैं। तो इसका सर आंसर दोनों स्टेटमेंट सही है, तो आंसर इज सी, बोथ 1 एंड 2।
इनफैक्ट सर वो जॉन क्लार्क वाला क्वेश्चन वो भी क्वांटम के ऊपर ही था।
क्लार्क भी क्वांटम पर
और
ही
ये
था,
भी क्वांटम
पर ही है, तो क्वांटम आ गया इस बार। हाँ, और दो बार आ गया। अच्छा, ये मिशन सुदर्शन चक्र, ये भी आना ही था। प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने अपनी स्पीच में बात की थी 15 अगस्त की। और सुदर्शन चक्र अगर देखा जाए तो ये एयर डिफेंस है सर, तो एयर डिफेंस है, तो अब उसमें कुछ भी आ सकता है, मिसाइल भी आ सकते हैं, और दूसरी एरियल कैपेबिलिटीज भी आ सकती हैं, जिसमें ड्रोन भी है। और ये सुदर्शन चक्र जो है डिफेंसिव और ऑफेंसिव दोनों है। तो अगर ये देखें ये वाला, अगर आप में से बहुत से लोगों ने इस वर्ड पे अगर ज्यादा वो एनालिसिस किया हुआ, हो सकता है आपने इसको गलत मार दिया। अच्छा, और ये रियल टाइम होगा, प्रिसाइज होगा, पावरफुल होगा, और स्ट्रेटेजिक ऑटोनॉमी बढ़ेगी इससे, और ये पूरे कंट्री को कवर करेगा बाय 2035। और ये डीआरडीओ का प्रोजेक्ट है, तो आंसर इसका सर
तीनों ठीक है इसमें,
तीनों ठीक है। आंसर इज ए 1, 2 एंड 3। अब ये एआई समिट पे है, एआई इम्पैक्ट समिट, जो कि अभी न्यू दिल्ली में हुई थी। तो इसमें अगर हम देखें 3 स्टेटमेंट है, पीपल, प्लानिंग एंड प्रोग्रेस। तो सर इसका
सर इसमें प्लानिंग नहीं है सर, दूसरा तो प्लैनेट है।
प्लैनेट है इसमें,
पीपल, प्लैनेट एंड प्रोग्रेस, ये इसके फाउंडेशनल सूत्रास बोले जाते हैं।
हाँ,
मोदी जी ने कई बार बोला है।
हाँ, और इसमें जो सेकंड स्टेटमेंट है, बाइंडिंग वाला जो क्लॉज है, वो नहीं सही है, और तीसरा स्टेटमेंट जो है इसका सर वो सही है। तो आंसर इसका डी आ जाएगा, ऑल।
एक
आ जाइए सर प्लीज।
हाँ, इसमें से दिस क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग डिफेंस हार्डवेयर इज मैन्युफैक्चर्ड इन इंडिया। तो सुखोई 30 MKI इज अ फाइटर जेट जो कि रशिया का है, बट इंडिया अपग्रेडेड इट, तो नाउ इट इज हैवीली मैन्युफैक्चर्ड इन इंडिया, तो दिस इज मैन्युफैक्चर्ड। फिर T-90 टैंक जो है दैट इज आल्सो मैन्युफैक्चर्ड इन इंडिया। अकुला क्लास सबमरीन वाज अ रशियन सबमरीन एंड वी आर नॉट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इट राइट नाउ। एसएसएन क्लास की सबमरीन
ये हमने ली थी रशिया से, और इसको हमने चक्र नाम दिया था,
चक्र। हाँ,
और ये हमने बाद में उसको रशिया को वापस भी कर दिया, तो ये इसका आंसर नहीं होगा। तो सर फिर इसका आंसर क्या हो? ए,
यस,
1 एंड 2। सो
ठीक है।
this is it. These were the science and tech questions. So hope you people have done well, and wish you all the best for your result, and see you in the mains classes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello dear friends. So now we are going to discuss the geography GS portion. With me the Himanshu sir and also Prashant sir. And let's see the questions. First of all, the first question here.
Sir, let us tell the students first what
Yes, please,
is
sir.
our opinion about the geography questions.
Yes.
We believe that the geography questions were of moderate difficulty level.
Yes.
And options, although many of the options seem to be difficult, but if you look at the arrangement of the choices, very smartly it could have been done.
You have rightly pointed out, sir, rightly pointed out that options, if you choose, then options are easier. Odd one out technique could be adopted here. So let's check the same things are here.
Yes.
First question, the Tungurahua volcano. Prashant sir, please.
Tungurahua volcano, which was declared a global geopark by UNESCO in 2025, is situated in which among the following countries? Tungurahua volcano is a stratovolcano which is situated in Ecuador. And the question is about geopark. Geoparks are basically the geological sites of international importance which are managed on the basis of ecological principles. So Ecuador is correct answer about this Tungurahua volcano. It erupted recently 2026. That's why they asked this question.
Okay, so let's see the second question, 23rd. With reference to the climate of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, which of the following statements are correct? The climate can be defined as a humid tropical coastal climate. You know that Andaman and Nicobar more southward near the equator. So it is hot and humid region near Indonesia one side. And also it receives rainfall from both southwest monsoon and northeast monsoon. It is very important thing that southwest monsoon climate India is known for. But it is also having the location, if you see in the map here, that is the map here, then you know that Andaman Nicobar is this side. And we have discussed already that during the northeast time in December, Jan or November, October, some winds come here. Let's see some wind come here. Even these are getting the moisture from the Bay of Bengal, sir. So it is going to get some rainfall even in October, November, December by reversal of the monsoon. But main rainfall by which wind? Again southwest. So it is monsoon climatic condition, and you check here that first is also correct, second is also correct, but maximum precipitation is between December and May. So Indian climate is monsoon climate, so bound to get more rainfall in June, July, August, September. So like northeast, heavy rainfall in October, in June, July time.
It is also a kind of, it was also a logical question.
Logical question, yes.
Because if you talk about southwest monsoon, southwest monsoon, so southwest monsoon is a summer monsoon. Summer May, what happens is the air temperature is high, so the capacity of the air to contain moisture is also high. When we are talking about northeast monsoon, that time the temperature of the air is lesser. So naturally the air will be containing less moisture. So again, that is one of the reasons why winter precipitation is always modest in majority of the climates, except few exceptions.
Yes, Mediterranean region has the only due to westerly winds. Let's see the next question, sir. That is the year. Question number 24. Which of the following geographical features or phenomenon is associated with the peninsular block of the India? You know, multiple times in the classes we have discussed this part that western coast, submerged coast, and it is good for navigation. You know that this portion Western Ghat got submerged here, and this area is basically having the western coast due to tectonic activities at the time of Gondwana land breaking, sir. And second, presence of residual mountain ranges such as Velikonda Hills and Mahendragiri Hills. You know, in Eastern Ghat, either this northern Sarkar, including the Mahendragiri area, or Velikonda, or Nallamala, or Palkonda, or Sheshachalam, all are the part of the Eastern Ghats. Like Aravalli, these are the older folded mountain kind of chain got eroded in long run. That's why rivers continuously have eroded here, and these are residual portions.
Yes.
So second is also correct. But here it is a peninsular block of India, and Prashant sir rightly pointed out that deep V-shaped valley formed by fast moving rivers. It is the feature of the Himalayan India, like Ganga river or Indus, Brahmaputra, antecedent river. Even one question, sir, from the antecedent river again here.
Yes.
So these two are correct here. One
I
and
would
two.
like to highlight.
Yes, please, sir.
I would like to highlight one more thing. This about this first statement, submergence. there are so many evidences of submergence near western coast. Like there is a mangrove forest near Mumbai, which is submerged, and even Dwarka,
Dwarka is one good
Krishna
example.
Nagari, that is also submerged. So that clearly indicates that the area
most recent submergence took place in the quaternary period.
quaternary period. correct.
That is why those forests are visible.
Okay. So it's clearly 1 and 2. So B is the correct answer.
Yes.
Let's see, sir, the third, next one in this range. The identify the rivers of Indian subcontinent.
Now this question was very conceptual, very good question. So again, antecedent Rene system was one of the things. So you have to check which of these. So from the first point, what we can do is we can eliminate Teesta, because if you have read your NCRTs, it is very clearly written that 6 major rivers are the antecedent rivers. So Brahmaputra and the Satluj, these are the 3 antecedent rivers out of those 6.
And one more reason is there, sir. It flows through the 3 countries. Teesta, the origin in Sikkim, and then West Bengal, then Bangladesh. It is joining with the river Brahmaputra. As one question already asked, that is joining where. So it is the river of 2 countries rather than 3 countries. So Teesta can't be here. So Teesta is wrong, as sir said. Yes.
Then you check the second statement. Now you will be finding that all the 3 are also true with respect to the second statement. So this is not an eliminator statement. If you go for the third statement, it originates in the Tibetan Plateau and is important for river for irrigation. So all of these 3, if you talk
Again,
about,
sir,
they are
Brahmaputra, Indus, and Satluj.
Yes, all of these 3 are originating from same region, and they are all important for irrigation. So this is also not an eliminator. Fourth one is a very important point, because that tells us which is the answer.
Correct.
So it doesn't form distributaries. We know Brahmaputra has the largest delta of the world along with Ganga. So there are so many distributaries there. We also know that Indus also has if you talk about the largest delta in terms of the river which passes through arid region. So again, even there also distributaries are present. So the only river which doesn't has distributary, because it is a tributary of another river, that is Satluj. So answer here
And one more
should
thing,
be
sir.
Yes, sir, please.
One statement is, I think, missing in this question. Agriculturally, it's written. It's also important for irrigation. So Satluj River is also important from that perspective, because Green Revolution.
Yes, Bhagla Nangal Dam, Natpa Jhakri Dam, Satluj River, very important for irrigation. And also you see in the map also Sundarban Delta. And of course, many distributaries here, even Indus here, though small delta, but even some distributaries are there. And Satluj River joining here. So it is basically the question that is also based on, as that said, number 4 statement is very important, distributaries formation. So main rivers have the distributaries, but the tributaries are not having the Satluj River and Teesta River tributaries.
yes.
Sir, check the next questions are here. It is the also diagram indication that how the Indus is distributary and having the several distribution here. And sir, 36 number question with reference to Indian states. It is basically based on the map portion, sir.
Yes.
And if anyone is good awareness of the UP, as we discussed in the classes also, that UP is a state having 8 states in surrounding, even Himachal, even this side the Uttarakhand state, here this side the kind of region, the Haryana, and this area, the Rajasthan, the Madhya Pradesh, and even Chhattisgarh, sir, and Jharkhand, and also Bihar. So this is the right statement, but here question slightly
It is saying
trapping
not
you
correct.
not correct. So one can't be. If you remove one can't be, it would be either C and D, sir. And Rajasthan shares the longest international boundary. So then we have to check also that Rajasthan is only touching Pakistan, but West Bengal is one state touching even Bangladesh, and one more state, sir, in the north, the Nepal, and one more country,
West
Nepal and
Bengal,
Bhutan also.
West Bengal in India has the longest international boundary.
And one more logic you can adopt here, that Bangladesh has more than 4,000 kilometer long border, longest border, sir. It's here due to kind of coastal line is here is very undulating here, not a straight line.
Correct.
So if Bangladesh has the longest border, even more chances are there West Bengal has the longer border, because West Bengal and Bangladesh both are separate in large. So here it can't be this Rajasthan. So if second you make it incorrect, only third will be, you can say 1 and 2 are in 2 and 3 are incorrect, and third is only correct here. So incorrect option, not correct option 2 and 3, sir. See.
Yes.
Because even you haven't to see Sikkim, because here Meghalaya is one state that is also touching with only Assam. So sometimes you need not to even check all the statement, even 2 statement above will be helping you to go for this answer, sir. And sir, next question is.
So we should repeat it, sir.
Yes, sir.
2 and 3, this is the answer because they have asked about which one is not correct.
So
second
C
and
is the
right option. Yeah, correct.
Sir,
Next question.
That is the map here, sir. Is UP here and Meghalaya, Assam, only one state here. So map idea is very important, basic idea. Yes, sir, please.
Which among the following is the objective of Rainfed Area Development Initiative under the National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture? Now, in this question, they have asked about different components of a particular program, and question might appear difficult from language, but the options are very sensible. If anyone has basic idea of sustainability, can crack this question.
When we are talking about the rain-fed area development, the methodology that is basically used is watershed development. So when we are talking about particularly the watershed development, it is about conservation of water. In India, there are 2 type of programs. One is command area development program. Command area development program is used where there is resource richness. Watershed is for those areas which are scarce in resources, whether it is land, whether it is water.
Correct, sir.
So you have to think from that perspective, and then if you look at the options which are given, encouraging monoculture in rain-fed areas. Rain-fed areas are those areas which are dependent upon precipitation only. So again, when we are going for monoculture, there will be high risk. So definitely this statement will be wrong because
monoculture cannot
it is
be
against the
sustainable.
principles
of
sustainability. Then increasing rice cultivation in irrigated regions. Again, we are talking about an area which is rain-fed. And even if it is irrigated, rice is a type of crop which is very water intensive. And because of it being water intensive, even if suppose you have irrigation there, what it will do, it will lead to lots of use of water which will increase salinity and alkalinity in the soil in that region. So again, it is against the principles of sustainability. So that statement will also not be correct. Third one, enhancing productivity and minimizing climate risks through integrated farming system. This is absolutely correct. That is what the answer will be. So in this, it will be only 3D.
Because question is about correct option, so only 3.
One more point, sir, very important here, that it is sustainable agriculture has been mentioned here. Then of course sustainable agriculture, if you just check here, then monoculture is again the principle of sustainable agriculture. Diversification of the crop is required, and rice is damaging the Indian agriculture a lot, especially in irrigated area like Punjab, Haryana, Green Revolution Belt. So these are the 2 things which are incorrect. So sometimes you need not to know the National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. It is tough. But if you apply your logic here, only sustainable agriculture, you could easily reach to the third part, integrated farming system, combination like fisheries with rice, and multiple other combinations. So integrated farming system is very important as we discussed in the classes here. So D is the right option. And one more question in the same way. It is world geography question, Prashant sir.
Ships from which of the following countries have to cross Strait of Hormuz to reach out to Indian Ocean? As we all know that if you look at the world map,
I think map is also given in the next slide.
Okay, map is given. Okay, I can draw it. So question is about which country has you have to cross the Strait of Hormuz to reach out. So countries in this area, they are accessible through Strait of Hormuz, and these countries are like Bahrain is here,
island country,
and Qatar is here.
Peninsula.
Syria is on the Mediterranean coast, and no part is exposed to this Gulf of Persia. And same goes for Egypt. Egypt is here, again Mediterranean country. So 1 and 3, Bahrain and Qatar. B is the correct answer for this question.
Good, sir. And next, sir, this is the map here again. And one more question on the rare earth mineral, sir. Rare earth minerals are as in the news a lot, and number of questions last year on the same way. Again, the questions are there. If you check modern technological innovation like artificial intelligence, or you can say even in missile defense, many parts here, the electronics and so on. So it is correct statement. Clearly, China has the highest share in the mining of RE. Here up to here, this is correct, but followed by India, it is incorrect. Even you see the reserve, it is China, Brazil, India. Even in production part, India is still far behind. We need this technology of the exploration. So we are behind in this technology. So it is incorrect. And the government of India launched National Critical Mineral Mission (NCMM) for establishing the robust self-reliance in critical mineral, as we discussed,
Yes, it is
2025. Last year, NCMM, it is also correct. It is statement has been discussed. And rare earth elements are set of 13 metallic mineral, all of us aware of. 17 minerals
17.
like neodymium and praseodymium, as we discussed in classes. 17 are there other than third. So fourth is incorrect. So these two are, of course, can't be either 1 and 3 or 3. If you can say second is also, then option again, if you check here, then 1 and 3, the only option left here. A is the correct option. Sir, please.
So this question was about the India's deep ocean mission, and the question was talking about which are correct. So statement 1 was saying that it was launched by the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Again, this statement is wrong because it was Ministry of Earth Sciences, because it is related with ocean technology, and ocean technology is something which comes under the earth sciences.
Yes, Himanshu sir, one more thing, sir, here, that it is the this Matsya 6000 also made by NIOT, National Institute of Ocean Technology,
Ocean
technology related, by Chennai Institute here. So we can say that ultimately Matsya 6000 is also involving that science here. So Ministry of Earth Sciences here.
And 6,000, that term was also given because the average, if you talk about
Abyssal plain average,
abyssal
sir.
plain floor,
Ocean
it is
floor
there.
average 6000 meter. That's why logically it is 6000 has been mentioned here. And just like Gaganyaan, Samudrayaan is a project under this mission.
Yes.
So that is also correct here.
So
Only first is incorrect, sir. And second and third are correct here.
So it
So
will
option
be
would be B, second and third. Yes, Prashant sir. Sir, please.
So this question again about you can say transport systems across Asia. Which of the following connectivity projects are part of cooperation between India and ASEAN countries? ASEAN countries means the countries of Southeast Asia. So Kaladan multimodal transit project, it involves development of multimodal connectivity between India, eastern ports of India with Southeast Asia. IMT stands for India, Myanmar, Thailand Trilateral Highway. So it is also the project which will connect India with Southeast Asia or ASEAN members. Agartala Akhwara rail line. As sir, you were saying, Akhaura, it is in Bangladesh.
Yes, sir. Tripura to Bangladesh connectivity.
Tripura to Bangladesh. So this is as Bangladesh is not member of ASEAN.
ASEAN, it is not the member. Southeast
Correct.
Asian
So
nation is not there.
this third one is incorrect. And anyways, all three is not option there. So it also makes the question very easy. So 1 and 2, for sure, that is the correct answer.
Sir, one more thing, sir. Kaladan river and multimodal inland river, and also the land route through the Mizoram. So we discuss in classes also the Kaladan multimodal many times, like IMEC, like INSTC. One pattern you have to pick. IMT already UPSC asked more to Mesot connectivity. So India, Myanmar, Thailand connectivity.
Correct.
So PYQ is also important here. You have to check the PYQ. So 1 and 2, 91 question. 1 and 2, the A option is correct. Any other questions are left?
I think finished.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you, Manshu sir, Prashant sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Namaskar, I hope all of you are doing good. So let's have a look at the questions which we have got this year in the prelims from the environment. This is the first question with reference to Madhav National Park. Which of the following statement are correct? Easy question. All of you must have studied already about the latest national park tiger reserves. Among the latest one was 58th tiger reserve, that is Madhav National Park. What we covered in the class was like this. This is 58 tiger reserve declared in 2025. Park joins the area town of Shivpuri, Madhya Pradesh, or this joins the town of Shivpuri, Madhya Pradesh, 2 national highways via etc. and Sankhya Sagar, a man-made reservoir within the park, a Ramsar site. So see, what we have mentioned here is the similar information which came in the examination here. That was the question. Sankhya Sagar, here Sankhya Sagar, Ramsar site, same statement was mentioned there. Area shared between Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Answer is Madhya Pradesh, so not Rajasthan. So answer will be right. This declared tiger reserve correct, Sankhya Sagar correct. The area shared between the Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan is wrong. Thank you. So this is 1 is correct, 2 is correct, and the third becomes incorrect. The answer will be 1 and 2. Now let's go to the next question. This is consider the following statement about Rhizosis retusa foxtail orchid. See, these kind of questions we have seen. It depends how you have studied in the class. We very often have seen many epiphytes, many orchids in the class. But the question was somewhat indirectly connected. This is an epiphytic orchid. Most of the orchids are epiphytes which grow on plant. We have seen in case of the commensalistic relationship also. The species endemic to northeast, no, it is not endemic to northeast. It is also found in some other areas. Plus, it is a state flower of Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. Right, this year I have given you the state symbols of many states. But maybe it was not there, but still it's not relatively very difficult question. Epiphytic orchid correct, and state flower of Arunachal Pradesh and Assam, that is correct. Now at the United Nations Ocean Conference held in June 2025 in France and Nice, which happened, we studied about the United Nations Ocean Conference, this third conference which took place in 2025 in Nice in France. And here the focus was on the better for, the better production, the better nutrition, the better environment, and the better life. Now this is which of the following statement with reference to the Lake Turkana. This is one of the such questions which I keep telling in the class, that sometimes the information may appear to be very random. They have a chances of being asked in the examination. In what context we are putting those information. Example, have a look at this. In one second. This I was covering in the class. Example के लिए लेक तुर्काना ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. तभी क्वेश्चन आएगा लेक तुर्काना कहाँ पर है? This is in Kenya, right? This is in Kenya. A desert lake, right? This is a desert lake. एक desert lake है, one of the big desert lakes. That is Lake Turkana. ये Turkana is a place which is one of the driest place of Africa, right? One of the driest. So further information, that's what I keep telling you, that because of paucity or because of scarcity of time, many times we are not able to cover all the information, and that's why your job is many times to read the information which have been covered in the class in such a manner so that can you add 2-3 lines into that or not. Example, the one point which was incorrect here, the lake is situated in the South Sudan. The lake is situated in the South Sudan, as we have seen clearly mentioned there. It is not in South Sudan. Principally, it is in Kenya, in the Kenyan Rift Valley, the Jade Sea, because of the turquoise green color. This is famous, the largest desert lake in the world. Lake is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So this South Sudan, this is wrong. Answer is 1 and 3. 2 is wrong. This is like I was telling you, and maybe next time the question connected with this maybe will come from the Great Green Wall of China or the 3 North Shelter Belt. next time the question may be there. Which of the following is the first Plan 3 Vivo certified reducing emission from deforestation, forest degradation? These are kind of those one of the such questions which if we have studied, we have studied. Example, that's a Khasi Hills Community Red Plus project, but we don't prepare for such kind of a question. But other questions we have seen, many of those questions we have already prepared. This was one of the very easy questions from the classes. India's long-term low emission development strategy is crucial tool for achieving net zero emission by 2070. We have seen many times low carbon growth in a long term. We are focusing on the emissions intensity reduction, low emission development strategy. Long term, India's fourth biennial update report submitted in December 2024 recorded around 8% decrease in the greenhouse gases emission in 2020 over 2019. And if you see the class notes, this is only one of the images of that. We have talked about the biennial update report 4, which was mentioned in the question. And I have mentioned here with respect to 2019, in 2020, the greenhouse gases emission has been decreased by 7.93%. That is around 8% reduction has taken place. And long-term strategy with respect to the greenhouse gases emission reduction. Climate resilient development necessarily depends on quick and short-term achievement of the emission reduction target. An easy statement, when you read all this, already it is talking about long-term emission reduction strategy, long-term greenhouse gases emission reduction, and not with respect to the quick and the short-term achievement of the emission reduction. So necessarily it is not required, necessarily it is not the one on which the climate resilient development is dependent. Now the question says the statement 1 is correct, is empirically supported by the statement 2. Yes, because it says that India is going for greenhouse gases emission reduction slowly. Low emission, long-term low emission development strategy. Development happening, it supports with the data 2. Statement 3 contradicts the approach implicit in the statement 1. Yes, because the statement 3 talks about quick and short-term achievement of the emission reduction target, and the one talks about the long-term emission, low emission development strategy. Statement 3 contradicts, yes, so it contradicts, so that is also correct. Statement 1 and statement 3 together establish the premise of the long-term sustainability. Long-term sustainability, here it is talking about the quick and the short-term achievement of the emission reduction target, so it is not the focus here, so answer should be 1 and 2. Then we talk about with respect to Western Hulock Gibbon. Many of you have seen, I used to cover the many primates we have covered. Primates including the old world monkeys, new world monkeys, tarsiers. So questions, that's why I keep on telling you, we study hundreds of species from the one which are in news to the class. Randomly sometimes we try and put certain species in the class notes along with the topic which is going on. We have covered seaweed, algae, maybe next year the question would come. Every question would not come in the same year. Like example, this is the Western Hulock Gibbon. The question wasn't asked in the past, but this year question came, and what did we cover? If you can recall, we have written in the class notes very detailed way. This is how we have covered in the classes. Hulanga Park Gibbon Wildlife Sanctuary, that in Assam. We have also covered in the class, as per the government of India's various departments, India is home to the only gibbon species, that was Hulak, that is a Hulanga Park, that is a Western Hulock Gibbon, including the Mishmi gibbon, and it is having one of the very important famous of the sanctuary, Hulanga Gibbon Wildlife Sanctuary. Then we also studied about the we have studied many of those. This year the question may have come from the gibbons. We have seen the great apes, we have seen the lesser apes. Next time the question may be from the old world monkeys, the new world monkeys, or tarsiers, or lemurs, or the lorises. That's why I tell you, unless you study so many information, chances of reaching close to the questions would be very difficult there. So had I known that only 1 or 2 questions which would come in the examination, it would be very easy to cover. But I do not know. So only approach we have is we had to study more information. What we studied about the Western Hulock Gibbon, that including subspecies Mishmi gibbon, gibbons are arboreal, plus what is written is a branchiation locomotion. Branchiation locomotion, we wrote many other things also. We talk about the this longer hands, we talk about the monogamous, we talk about the monogamy, we talk about the pair bonds. So many things we studied there. Among them, one of the important part was they have a specialized branchiation and can easily swing between the trees. So absolutely right. Plus a sanctuary in the northeast. What is a sanctuary in the northeast? The name didn't come. Yes, there is a sanctuary in the northeast, Hulanga Gibbon Wildlife Sanctuary. That is there. They possess a strong and heavy build like gorilla. So we have seen in the class, if you see gorilla, if you see great apes. So even if you see, look at this, what we have written is these are the great apes. We have seen in the class, these are the big apes. And this is what the gibbons are, the lesser apes. So they are very smaller in comparison to the great apes there. So that's Otherwise also, since we had only 2 points, whatever you can recall, this is correct, this becomes incorrect. The answer should be 1 and 2 based on this. Which of the following best explains the rationale for protecting the mangroves? You have studied mangroves number of times in the classes, including mystery, including mangroves as a species. The first important point of the mangrove was mangroves are salt tolerant plants. They are halophytes. They grow in the area which are saline areas, the coastal areas. Mangrove reduce tidal energy, store fresh water, making them ideal sites for paddy cultivation in the saline estuarine belt. Now see this mangrove reduces tidal energy. Yes, they act as a kind of a desalination plant, store the fresh water, yeah, but making them ideal site for the paddy cultivation in the saline estuarine belt, there is no such information available. Now this is one of the such questions where if some by mistake may have mentioned one line here and there, and UPSC may have framed question from this area, they may go for the wrong answers there. But this statement is, part of the statement is correct, part of the statement is wrong, because such area do not become very favorable grounds for the paddy cultivation. The salt sensitive roots. Now question again here, I have already told you, sometimes if because of lack of conceptual clarity, when we frame the question based on certain statement mentioned somewhere, we may come up with the altogether different information in the question. Like this, salt sensitive, it is not salt sensitive, rather it is a salt tolerant, and there is a difference between the two. So they are not very sensitive to the salt. Filter seawater, yes, they filter seawater. So this point is correct, but this point is wrong. Salt sensitive roots, no, they filter seawater, making mangroves key, converting coastal land into the freshwater aquaculture zone. We have not seen such kind of a wide aquaculture zones created by them. So are they providing various type of ecosystem services? Yes. Do they act as a kind of a desalination mechanism? Yes. Do they store the fresh water also? Yes, but they do not contribute into the freshwater aquaculture zone creation. So, and especially that term is also wrong. UPSC may take this statement right in their answers eventually, but the statement is wrong. By withstanding tidal surges and offering biomass resources, mangrove function both as a natural bioshield. If we pick up the notes, hundreds of places we have written acting as bioshield, acting as bioshield. Among the services, mangrove is a community of salt tolerant plants. Specifically, we have covered the mangroves and other informations related to this. All this we have seen against the ocean dynamic along the coastlines, protecting these areas. So it was a kind of a easy question. Again we have written considered facultative halophytes, waterlogged soil, high salinity. But so again the mangrove areas we have covered in the class. One is the Amur falcon. It was more of a kind of a comprehension type of a question. You read this and you answer this. Like example, Amur falcons at Doyang Lake in Nagaland. Each year from the Mongolia, a migratory species comes. So it showcases how sustained local conservation effort can contribute to arrival and protection of international migratory birds. Yes, that is correct. It reflects the global success of advanced tracking technologies. Yes, with the help of the advanced tracking technologies, their movement is tracked, but that guide migratory birds back to their stopover sites, no. The tracking tools are only for tracking what their route is, where they're going, but it may not be able to guide them to take them to their stopover site. It confirms that Amur falcons have adapted to permanent residency. No, they're not permanent resident, as the question itself says that the migratory species, they come into this area, right? It's a migratory species and they go back to their own home. So it is not having permanent residency. This is not, the tracking technologies are not guiding the migratory birds back to their stopover site. So this is wrong, this is wrong, this is correct here. Which of the following statement relation to Nirantar? Now this year we studied Nirantar also in the classes. This was a steering committee under Nirantar, but unfortunately we did not study the point which came here. But that's what I keep on telling you. Because of the scarcity of time, I cannot cover every single line in the class. But if you focus on what topics have been covered in the class, go home, study 2-3 more lines whenever you find time. You are right, is free for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, right? Search, put into the Google search or other places and cover those topics again. Maybe you'll get one or two extra points there. If I have given you the national symbols, then cover some other national symbols. If I have given some state symbols, cover some other state state symbols. Topics more or less you get, some more coverage is required whenever it has to be there. Example, this was the Nirantar, National Institute for Research Application of Natural Resources to transform, adapt and build resilience. And this type of question we covered, if you can see in our current affairs classes for green hydrogen mission. There we have seen the various verticals and there we have seen the various nodal agencies there. That type of question came this time from the Nirantar. What was ecosystem survey and analysis is a vertical under this platform. Actually Nirantar is having 4 verticals there. One of the verticals is this ecosystem survey and analysis. This the lead institute for which is Botanical Survey of India, Kolkata. Research and management of ecosystem services is the vertical under this, yes, and the lead institute for which is Central Zoo Authority. This point is wrong. This vertical is correct. They do have a research and management ecosystem service as a vertical platform, vertical of this platform, but the Central Zoo Authority is not the nodal, not the lead institute for this. It is the Indian Council for Forestry Research and Education, ICFRE Dehradun is the one. Capacity development support is a vertical, yes, under this platform, the lead institute for which is Indian Institute of Forest Management, Bhopal. So this statement is correct, this statement is correct, but here the lead agency name is wrong. That is, so 1 is correct, 2 is. Which of the following statement in relation to Nirantar is there? Now, which of the following statement regarding the green hydrogen? Now, if you can recall in the current affairs classes also we have studied the green hydrogen, pink hydrogen, blue hydrogen, grey hydrogen, black hydrogen, white hydrogen, turquoise hydrogen, and then I almost covered this year many questions related to the green hydrogen mission. Example, if you see National Green Hydrogen Mission, green hydrogen is produced using renewable electricity through electrolysis. So what a same statement came in the question. One of the statement of our question was there, production of green, etc., etc. Then we also studied most of the hydrogen used in the industrial processes currently is from fossil fuel through the process of steam reformation of natural gases. Naphtha is referred to as a blue hydrogen, which we talked about the grey hydrogen, and grey hydrogen plus carbon captured grey hydrogen plus CCS, carbon captured and stored, that will be called as a blue hydrogen. So if you go to the question, what is the here? The question was relatively easy. That is, it is decarbonized hydrogen obtained from the natural gas. It is decarbonized hydrogen obtained from the natural gas reforming combined with the carbon capture and storage. No, what we have seen is carbon capture and storage, grey carbon plus carbon capture and storage will be called as a blue carbon. So this is the decarbonized hydrogen from the natural gas reforming combined with the carbon capture and storage, then it will be called as a blue carbon and not the green carbon. So this is wrong. It is produced using electrolysis of water with electricity generated by renewable energy. Yes. National Green Hydrogen Mission of India aims for abatement of nearly 50 MMT of annual greenhouse gases emission by 2030. And see the notes, what we have written over there. National Green Hydrogen Mission. It was launched in 2026, like with respect to this under the Ministry of Renewable Energy. We have seen it was launched earlier, but with respect to the mission targets here, green hydrogen definition, etc. came, Make India, etc. Key targets, production target 5 million metric ton per annum by 2030 for the production of green hydrogen, plus renewable energy addition. So we have seen 3 important pillars were there. One was the production of the green hydrogen, one was the renewable energy addition of 125 gigawatt, plus there was an emission reduction of 50 MMT CO2 per year. And what was in the question? The 50 MMT of annual greenhouse gases emission reduction by 2030. So same statement as it is statement was asked in the examination. So these were some of the questions. Thank you very much, and I hope for the best you may have done better performance in the examination. Thank you.
So Jai Hind everyone. So Jai Hind everyone. We are going to cover the current affairs part. So this time we have seen like a lot of current affairs questions were there in the exam, and we will discuss 6 questions here. So we are going to start with question number 27. So which of the following statement with regard to the moedems built by Tai Om Kingdom and inscribed as World Heritage Site by UNESCO? So whenever anything appears in that specific year current affairs portion, some award is given, some recognition is given, that becomes a reason for that question to appear in the exam. So when we talk about this terminology, moedems, so the literal meaning here is that these were the burial grounds. Okay, so these were the burial grounds, and if you see, this statement turns out to be as the correct statement. And if some specific location is demarcated as burial ground, it means the chances are very very high that that particular location will not be used for any other purpose, right? So इसमें आंसर क्या हो जाएगा हमारा? 3 only will be the correct answer. So Om Kingdom, 13th century to 19th century, this was the terminology and the purpose is also clear. Let's move to next question. Question number 41st, which we also discussed in the class, because various types of notices are issued, and we discussed this in the class with respect to the economic offenders, if you are able to recall. So there are 4 different notices. We will also talk about the purple notice and the yellow notice. Silver notice किस चीज़ के लिए issue किया जाता है? To identify and trace criminal assets. So यहाँ पर question number 41st में we have A, and A here is talking about silver notice, which is there to identify and trace the criminal assets, which of course is very important nowadays, because there are many people, they try to hide their assets within or outside the country. Then we have the blue notice. So this is to collect additional information about a person's identity, location or activities. Very factual question. Black notice is to identify the unidentified bodies. So C will be 1. It is matching with 1. Then we have the green notice. Green notice जो आपके पास यहाँ पे ऑप्शन बचा है, that is to provide warning about person's criminal activities. So answer क्या हो जाएगा यहाँ पर? 4. Then we had 2, 1 and 3. इसके अलावा we have yellow and purple, and there are like so many other color notices also which are issued. So factual question था जो हमने क्लास में भी किया था. जैसे yellow notice की बात करें, so this is issued for the missing persons. This is issued for the missing person. Similarly, we have the purple notice. This is to identify and recognize the modus operandi of a specific crime which is committed. ठीक है, so we have 4 notices जो एग्जाम में पूछे गए, but we covered all the notices. Next is again, this is regarding the visit. The Chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany visited India in January 2026. करंट अफेयर से विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज आर नॉट करेक्ट. सो इन एग्जाम सबसे पहले क्या करना था, नोट को आपको क्या करना था, हाईलाइट करना था. यू वर सपोज टू पुट इट इन अ सर्कल, बिकॉज हमें इनकरेक्ट चूज करना है. पहली स्टेटमेंट देखते हैं. साइनिंग ऑफ अ मेमोरेंडम अंडरस्टैंडिंग और मेमोरेंडम ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग बिटवीन ऑल इंडिया इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ आयुर्वेदा एंड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ हैम्बर्ग. सो if you read about this news, we did sign an agreement, but that agreement was not signed with Hamburg University, it was signed with the Berlin University. So first statement is incorrect. So the agreement was there, memorandum of understanding was there, but with a different university. Signing of MOU on youth hockey understanding development between Hockey India and German Hockey Federation. This statement is correct. Establishment of bilateral dialogue mechanism on Indo-Pacific. India is anyway focusing or paying a lot of attention on the Indo-Pacific region because we want to curtail the presence of China in that region, and that's why we try to sign these agreements with more and more countries, and that's we did with this country also. So second statement is correct. Third one is also right. Opening of honorary council of Germany in Lucknow. So this council, along with this, there was one more, you can say, higher official council was also open, but the other one was open in Bengaluru, and this one that they are talking about was open in Ahmedabad. Right? So agreements, MOUs, they are largely right, but they have changed or tweaked the location. ठीक है, so यहाँ पे this one is also incorrect. So आपका आंसर यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा for this question? Incorrect ही पूछा था आपसे, so B is the correct answer. Let's move to the next question number 49th. Which of the following statement with regard to India's indigenous new high resolution weather model, the Bharat forecast system, is or are correct? Now, first statement says its objective is to generate forecast at the panchayat cluster level, and this is a correct statement because now they are covering 6 kilometer by 6 kilometer area in the village section, in the village area, in the panchayat area, and they are trying to forecast the weather there. So this statement is correct, but it is not created by IIT Delhi, it is by IITM जो आपका meteorology से related है. So this is in Pune, so it is created by IITM Pune, not IIT Delhi. So Indian Institute of Technology इनका इसके अंदर रोल नहीं है. This is the meteorological related institution which is located in Pune. Next देखते हैं, अपने last question पे चलते हैं जो हम discuss करेंगे यहाँ पर. Question number 50th. Consider the following statement with regard to the film Boong. First statement says the film has recently won the British Academy of Film and Television Arts BAFTA Award in the Children's and Family Film category. Film is directed by Lakshmi Priya Devi. This is the first Indian film to win a BAFTA Award in the Children and Family Film category. This is basically a story of a boy who is from Manipur, a very young boy who is from Manipur, and he is basically exploring Kolkata because he wants to find his father. So his father is missing, he's looking for his father, and that was the movie which touched so many hearts, and that's why the award was also given to this movie. So here all the statements are correct. Correct answer क्या हो जाएगा यहाँ पर आपका? A will be the correct answer. So now the next faculty will take over. Thank you very much. All the best.
हेलो एवरीवन, सो आई होप पेपर आप लोग का अच्छा गया होगा. पेपर थोड़ा सा टफ साइड ही है, ऑलमोस्ट इन ऑल यू कैन से द काइंड ऑफ सब्जेक्ट्स. हिस्ट्री में थोड़ा सा और टफ साइड है, एंड इस बार हिस्ट्री में देयर आर टोटल 21 क्वेश्चंस. आउट ऑफ 21 क्वेश्चंस देयर आर 16 क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री एंड आर्ट एंड कल्चर एंड 5 क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री. देयर आर नो क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द मिडिवल हिस्ट्री. एंड आप सबको अगर याद होगा, मैंने हमेशा क्लास में बोला है कि देयर इज अ इंक्रीज focus of the UPSC in the ancient history and art and culture. और इस साल तो 16 क्वेश्चन कुछ ज़्यादा ही पूछ लिया, मतलब ये थोड़ा सरप्राइज जैसा हो गया. आउट ऑफ 16 क्वेश्चंस डेफिनेटली देयर आर द 6 to 7 क्वेश्चंस विच वर नॉट सॉल्वेबल, या बहुत ही फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चंस थे, ठीक है, या फिर जो नॉलेज चाहिए थी उस पर वो क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं हो सकते थे. लेकिन देयर आर 9 to 10 क्वेश्चंस अप्रोक्सीमेटली जो आप थोड़ा बहुत लॉजिक से, और 6-7 क्वेश्चन ऐसे थे दोज वर डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम द क्लासेस. तो ये सब मिला के आप 9 to 10 क्वेश्चंस आप आराम से सॉल्व कर सकते थे. मतलब जो भी डिस्कशन हुआ था थोड़ा बहुत लॉजिक लगा कि मतलब 9 to 10 वर फ्रॉम द स्पेसिफिकली डिस्कस इन द समहाउ इन द क्लास. तो अब देखते हैं कौन कौन से क्वेश्चन आए. मैं बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल डिस्कशन नहीं करूंगा इसमें, लेकिन एक रफ कि हाँ क्या आंसर है क्या नहीं है. तो पहला क्वेश्चन अगर हम देखते हैं, so in the Pleistocene period either the Yamuna once flowed into the Indus or the Satluj flowed into the Yamuna. बेसिकली ये बोल रहे हैं कि यमुना और सतलज के जो लिंक है उसकी बात कर रहे हैं कि या तो जो आपकी यमुना थी that once flowed into the Indus, या फिर जो सतलज थी that flowed into the Yamuna. One major tributary of either had shifted from the Ganga to the Indus or the vice versa, and then they are saying कि ये प्रूफ हमें कहाँ से पता चलता है. तो बेसिकली ये हमने क्लास में डिस्कस किया हुआ है, दैट इज नदी सूक्ता. बट इन द नदी सूक्ता देयर इज अ प्रेज ऑफ द रिवर्स एंड इज नॉट डायरेक्टली लिंक्ड टू दिस काइंड ऑफ डिस्कशन. कि यहाँ पे ये लिखा हो कि ये पता चल जाए कि सतलज यमुना में थी, यमुना सतलज में थी, तो थोड़ा सा ये डाउटफुल है. अगर हम सेकंड पे आते हैं, द एक्सप्लोरेशन ऑफ द सतलज एंड द यमुना बाय द रॉबर्ट ब्रूसफील्ड. रॉबर्ट ब्रूसफील्ड को हमने पहले भी बोला है कि इट इज मेजरली अबाउट द साउथ इंडिया where he was having the discovery. Then Robert Bruce is remembered for the 1863 discovery. That is the kind of a first hand axe. आपको अगर याद आ रहा होगा, तो obviously this cannot be the answer. ये eliminate हो रहा है. अगर ये eliminate हम कर दें, then automatically we are coming to the first, either 1 only or 3. अब हम थर्ड स्टेटमेंट पे आते हैं. The presence of the same species of the dolphins in both Indus and the Ganga. अब देखो, अगर environment की knowledge के हिसाब से जाओगे, so ऐसा नहीं है कि they are exactly same. इंडस और डॉल्फिन की जो रिवर होती है वो थोड़ी सी डिफरेंट है ना, जैसे इरावती हो गया, जो गंगा वाली जो रिवर हो गई, तो ये दोनों हल्की सी क्या है, डिफरेंट होती हैं, लेकिन कई जगहों पे कई रिसर्च में इनको बायोलॉजिकली थोड़ा सा सेम भी मानने की कोशिश की गई है। तो अगर हम फर्स्ट को इसलिए हटा दें क्योंकि फर्स्ट कोई साइंटिफिक प्रूफ नहीं है ऑफ दिस थिंग, then the only option remain is the 3, then the answer will be D. Still I will say that I need to see कि यूपीएससी किस लॉजिक को लेके जा रहा है, ए और डी में से, वैसे ज्यादा चांसेस किसके हैं, डी के। देन नेक्स्ट वन इज व्हाट डज एन एम्प्टी सीट रिप्रेजेंट्स द अर्ली बुद्धिस्ट आइसोनोग्राफी। तो आपको ये पता होगा कि ये क्लास में बहुत डिटेल में डिस्कस हुआ है एग्जाम्पल को लेके। Hinayana Buddhism में we have seen that the Hinayana Buddhism means the symbolic representation of the Buddha and not the direct human form of the Buddha. So these all examples are given related to the Hinayana Buddhism. So meditation जो empty seat है, तो मैंने आपको बोला था कि if the Buddha is doing the meditation but you cannot show the him as a kind of a human form, then automatically Buddha will be doing the meditation can be only seen through the empty seat. इसलिए empty seat का मतलब था meditation. वैसे भी अगर आपको eliminate करना हो तो बुद्धा's first sermon will be the wheel, that is धर्म चक्र प्रवर्तन. Then बुद्धा's महापरिनिर्वाणा यानी कि death of the Buddha, that is स्तूपा. Okay. Then बुद्धा's महाभिनिष्क्रमण is the horse. ये क्या होता है, horse. ठीक है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली वैसे भी empty seat इनमें से कोई भी रिप्रेजेंट नहीं कर सकता है, तो empty seat का आंसर क्या होगा, A. Then next one is which one of the following pairs of the ancient and the modern names of the river। ये भी मैंने आपको कई बार क्लास में बोला। ये कुछ क्वेश्चंस ऐसे हैं जो क्लास में बोला था कि ये आ सकता है, इसको हमेशा ध्यान रखना। एंड बाय चांस अच्छी आप लक मान लीजिए, आप ये मान लीजिए कि गेस सही था कि क्वेश्चन आ भी गए। तो ये भी डिस्कस है, आपके प्रिंटेड नोट्स हैं वहां पे दिया हुआ है, क्लास में भी जब ये पढ़ाता हूँ तो वो वहां पे डिस्कशन हो जाता है। जैसे हमें पता है कि पुरुषनी रावी रिवर है, जैसे हमने बैटल ऑफ 10 किंग्स पढ़ी हुई है, तो हमें पता है कि दिस इज द करेक्ट मैच, कि थर्ड क्या है आपका करेक्ट मैच है। अगर थर्ड करेक्ट मैच है तो वैसे भी एलिमिनेट हो गया क्या आपका डी ऑप्शन एंड द ए ऑप्शन। अब हम खाली किसको चेक कर लें, पहले हम फोर्थ को चेक कर लें। तो याव्यवती, ब्यास, और हमें पता था ब्यास को हमने विपाश बोला था, और अगर ये विपाश रिवर है देन ऑटोमेटिकली 4 इज नॉट अ करेक्ट मैच, देन द आंसर इज ओनली सी। इवन यू डोंट नीड टू चेक द 1 and 2, बट फिर भी अगर आपको 1 and 2 चेक करना तो आपको पता है वितस्ता झेलम का नाम है, और असीकनी या अक्षनी जो रिवर है दैट इज द चेनाब। नाउ आंसर इज सी, दैट इज 3 ओनली इज द करेक्ट। देन अमरावती स्तूपा, आपको क्लास में ये भी फिर ध्यान होगा कि मैंने बोला था कि अमरावती इन 2020 क्वेश्चंस, अमरावती वाज इन ऑप्शन when they have asked the question about the अजंता। और मैंने ये भी बोला है क्लासेस में कि today's option can be the future question and it's a clear cut example of this, कि 5 साल पहले ये ऑप्शन में था और अब आज उन्होंने फाइनली इसके ऊपर क्या बना दिया है, क्वेश्चन बना दिया है, दैट इज अमरावती स्तूपा। तो अमरावती स्तूपा हमने देखा था इन द कृष्णा रिवर, क्योंकि आंध्र प्रदेश में पड़ता है, तो दिस वन इज अ करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट। इन इंडिया इट वाज नेक्स्ट ओनली टू सांची, ये गलत है क्योंकि इसका सांची से साइज क्या था, बड़ा था, ये भी क्लास में ये सब नोट्स में लिखा हुआ है। देन अमरावती स्कूल इज फेमस फॉर द अमरावती स्कूल ऑफ स्कल्पचर हैविंग द बोथ हीनयाना एंड महायाना, यानी कि यहाँ पे सिंबॉलिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन भी है एंड देयर इज द काइंड ऑफ अ ह्यूमन फॉर्म रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ द बुद्धा इज आल्सो देयर। और ऑब्वियसली जब अमरावती बना तो उसके बाद साउथ इंडियन में जो भी स्कल्पचर आएंगे दे विल बी इंस्पायर्ड बिकॉज इट्स अ जनरल स्टेटमेंट, देन द आंसर विल बी 1 and 3। नंबर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग, अब यहाँ पे संगम एज के किंग्स की बात की गई है एंड अगर आपको स्टोरी याद आ रही होगी ऑफ द शिल्पादिकारम, सो वी हैव डिस्कस्ड द सेनगट्टू वन एज अ चेरा किंग, we have discussed the Nidunjelian who died due to remorse over the Kovalan's death, the Kannagi Kovalan story, then this is also correct। और चोला में जो हमने चार्ट बनाया था उसमें जो हमने किंग भी लिखे थे, केवल एक लाइन लिखी थी किंग्स में, नेदुन, वहां पे सेनगट्टू वन भी लिखा है, नेदुंजेलियान भी रखा है एंड उदयनजेरियाल जो है दैट इज ऑल्सो अ चेरा, क्योंकि चोला में हमने लिखा था कराईकला, देन द काइंड ऑफ द यू कैन से द इलारा, ये सब किंग लिखे थे। तो दिस इज, ये आपने इनमें क्योंकि क्वेश्चन नॉट करेक्टली पूछा हुआ है यानी कि ये करेक्ट मैच है, तो 1 दिस कैन नॉट बी द आंसर, दिस कैन नॉट बी द आंसर, केवल क्या बचा 2, तो आंसर इज बी, इसका आंसर हो गया आपका बी। देन नेक्स्ट वन, पंडित मल्लिका अर्जुन मंसूर द फेमस क्लासिकल सिंगर फ्रॉम द कर्नाटका रिप्रेजेंटेड द। देखो अब लास्ट ईयर भी म्यूजिक से क्वेश्चन आया था और इस साल भी म्यूजिक से लगभग 2 क्वेश्चन है, बट स्टिल आई विल सजेस्ट कि आप फ्यूचर में भी म्यूजिक ना ही पढ़ें अगर इस तरह के क्वेश्चन आता है, बिकॉज दिस इज अ क्वाइट फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन, यू कैन नॉट गो एंड कीप रिमेंबरिंग द नेम एंड दिस पर्सन इज नॉट इवन इन द न्यूज। तो आप न्यूज के बेसिस पे भी इसको तैयार नहीं कर सकते थे। वैसे इसका आंसर है जयपुर अतरौली घराना, तो इट्स अ फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन। देन इन विच वन अमॉन्ग द, मतलब फैक्चुअल तो ज्यादातर चीजें होती हैं हिस्ट्री में, बट फिर भी ये ओवर फैक्चुअल जिसे हम बोलते हैं कि यार आप एक एक बैठ के घराना या उसके कौन कौन से इंपॉर्टेंट सिंगर्स है वो याद नहीं कर सकते। इन विच वन अमॉन्ग द फॉलोइंग टेक्स्ट डज द टर्म क्षेत्र पत्नी मिस्ट्रेस ऑफ द फील्ड ओरिजिनेट। ठीक है, अब जब आप ऋग्वेद पढ़ते हो, अथर्ववेद पढ़ते हो, तो ऋग्वेद में हाइम नंबर आता है 4.57, जब आप अथर्ववेद पढ़ते हो तो 3.283, 2.83, ये सब कुछ ऐसे हाइम्स हैं ऑफ द ऋग्वेद एंड अथर्ववेद दैट मेंशन द क्षेत्रपति, बट देयर इज नो डायरेक्ट मेंशन ऑफ द क्षेत्र पत्नी। अब क्वेश्चन ये बोल रहा है कि ओरिजिनेट, क्वेश्चन ये भी नहीं बोल रहा है कि क्या डायरेक्टली टर्म। अब वो यूपीएससी क्या इन्फर कर रहा है, बिकॉज दिस क्वेश्चन एज पर मी इज ऑल्सो वेरी डाउटफुल, क्योंकि क्षेत्र पत्नी जैसा टर्म पोस्ट वैदिक टाइम में आता है मेजरली, एंड इन द पोस्ट वैदिक टाइम इट इज मेंशन जैसे इन द स्कंद पुराण, इन द शारद तिलका तंत्र जो है वहां पे ये चीजें मेंशन है, बट देयर इज नो डायरेक्ट मेंशन क्षेत्र पत्नी। क्षेत्रपति आया है, क्षेत्रपतिना भी लिखा हुआ है। जब आप टेक्स्ट पढ़ोगे 4.57 दैट इज ऋग्वैदिक हाइम्स, तो वहां पे लिखा होगा क्षेत्रपतिना। अब वो उसको इस तरीके से कैसे कन्वर्ट किया है, we have to see the UPSC आंसर क्या देता है, and answer can be either A or B, वैसे most probably the answer will be A। ठीक है, आंसर क्या होना चाहिए, A, ऋग्वेद। देन नेक्स्ट, हाँ दिस इज अष्टाध्यायी में ऐसा कोई डिस्कशन नहीं है, अर्थशास्त्र में ऐसा कोई खास डिस्कशन नहीं है तो नहीं, बाकी तो यूपीएससी है, देखते हैं क्या देते हैं। ठीक है, देन नेक्स्ट, which one of the following carnatic music raga in the similar to the rag Bilawal। अब again this is very फैक्चुअल, वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू नो कि अब हम एक राग को बैठ के ये भी देखें कि हिंदुस्तानी राग में उसका कौन सा कॉमन है कौन सा नहीं है। तो इसका जो फिलहाल आंसर जो है वो डी है, दैट इज धीर शंकर भरणम। ठीक है, लास्ट टाइम इसके ऊपर आर्टिकल भी आया था तो 2013 द हिंदू में आया था, उसके बाद कोई ऐसा रिसेंट का कोई बहुत ज्यादा आर्टिकल जो फेमस न्यूज़पेपर है वहां पे भी नहीं है, तो अगेन हम करंट के हिसाब से भी इसको गेस नहीं कर सकते। हाँ 2013 का मुझे याद है कि देयर वाज अ आर्टिकल क्लास कैची एंड समथिंग क्लासिक करके एग्जांपल था, जहां पे शुरुआती यहीं से हुई थी, धीर शंकर भरम, तो वहां से मिलता है। लेकिन अब इसको बाद में 2021 में भी एक बार वापस से कोट करके द हिंदू में आर्टिकल आया था, बट अगेन इट्स अ 4-5 years ओल्ड न्यूज जिस पे क्वेश्चन है, अगर हम वहां से करंट अफेयर्स मान भी लें तो। देन कंसीडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट, पाली टेक्स्ट कंटेन्स द फर्स्ट डेफिनेट रेफरेंस टू द क्वाइंस कहापना, निष्क्रा, खमसा एंड कहनका। अब ये आपसे पूछ नहीं रहा है, ये आपको बता रहा है कि ऐसा है, बिकॉज द क्वेश्चन इज मोर लाइक कि इनके बेसिस पे यू हैव टू गेस दिस। द लिटरेरी evidences from the Pali text is collaborated to by the archaeological evidences of the पंचमार्क coins। तो ये हमने देखा था कि हाँ पंचमार्क coins वगैरह आए थे, और जब आए थे तो महाजनपदा की बात हुई थी, और जब महाजनपद की बात हुई थी तो वहां पे इमर्जेंस ऑफ अर्बन लाइफ भी है, बिकॉज देयर वाज अ second urbanization, and then the transition to money economy is also there because we are shifting towards the currency. Before that we were majorly actually having the barter system, so automatically the answer could be the one and both 1 and 2। इट्स अ लॉजिकल स्टेटमेंट, ये आप आराम से कर सकते थे। क्लास में सब डिस्कशन हुआ है जब हमने पढ़ा है महाजनपदा, व्हाई द मगध गॉट द विक्ट्री, तो वो उसमें अर्बनाइजेशन एंड एवरीथिंग हैज बीन डिस्कस। देन व्हिच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग टेंपल हैव अ नागर स्टाइल शिखर। नाउ दिस आई विल से कि थोड़ा सा लिटिल बिट ऑफ द डिफिकल्ट साइड मैं मानूंगा इस क्वेश्चन को। वैसे तो क्लास में गुप्ता में 3rd स्टेज में डिस्कस हुआ था नागर में, दैट इज दशावतार टेम्पल, तो 3 तो है, 3 अगर है देन यू आर एक आपका ऑप्शन क्या हो जाता है, एलिमिनेट हो जाता है। मल्लेगति, शिवालय, बादामी, एंड बादामी हमें पता है चालुक्य तो है, लेकिन यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा द्रविड़ियन आर्किटेक्चर ज्यादा डोमिनेट करता है इस एरिया में, देन ऑटोमेटिकली द 1 कुड नॉट बी द आंसर, तो 1 तो वैसे भी हट ही गया था इसमें। देन विरूपाक्ष टेम्पल पत्ताडकल, ये भी हमने पढ़ा है क्लास में, क्यून लोका महादेवी है ना, दैट इज द विक्रमादित्य 2, उनकी विक्ट्री ओवर द पल्लव, इसलिए बनता है विरूपाक्ष टेम्पल, दैट इज ऑल्सो द्रविड़ियन, ये भी द्रविड़ियन है, तो 4 could not be the answer। Now we are left with the 2 and 3 and the 3, because elimination में दिक्कत यहाँ पर आ जाएगी। अगर केवल ऐसा होता कि 3 के साथ में कुछ और लॉजिक बन रहा होता तो शायद इजी होता। डिफिकल्ट है कि आपको सी पता होना चाहिए, एंड सी कोई बहुत फेमस टेम्पल नहीं है, बट एहोल है। एहोल का मतलब कर्नाटका, कर्नाटका का मतलब वेसर स्टाइल, और इस वेसर स्टाइल में इसके टॉप पे आपको दिखता है शिखर, एंड दैट शिखर इज अ कर्वी लीनियर शिखर। ऊपर आपको अम्लक दिखाई देगा एंड ऊपर कलश। तो वेसर आर्किटेक्चर इज द मिक्स ऑफ द नागर एंड द्रविड़, जिसमें ये डिस्कस हुआ था क्लास में कि कई बार जो आपका शिखर होता है दैट इज यूज्ड ऑफ द नागर स्टाइल, एंड बाकी जो स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं वो कैसे होते हैं, द्रविडियन। दैट इज व्हाट द वेसर इज, चालुक्य। तो ये भी क्या है, करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट है। आंसर होगा 2 and 3, बोथ आर हैविंग द नागर स्टाइल शिखर। Then the next question is, among the 4 main forms of the existence of the life recognized in the Jainism, ये आपको सॉल्व करना चाहिए था क्लास के डिस्कशन से। तो जैनिज्म हमने डिटेल में डिस्कस किया था, एंड वी हैव डिस्कस कि जो आपके जैनिज्म होते हैं, जैनिज्म में जो भी आपके तीर्थंकर्स हैं, अल्टीमेटली दे विल बी लीविंग देयर बॉडी, दे विल गो टू द काइंड ऑफ अ हेवन दैट इज नोन एज अ सिद्ध शिला, सिद्ध बन जाएंगे, एंड इसलिए वहां पे लाइफ एग्जिस्टेंस के फॉर्म में एक माना जाता है देव या गॉड हो गया, देव एंड गॉड। ये ईश्वर वाला नहीं है, दैट इज द देव गॉड, तो ये है। देन ऑब्वियसली उसके पहले कोई भी क्या था, मनुष्य। इसके अलावा आपको एनिमल प्लांट्स दिखते हैं तो इसको भी ये लोग मानेंगे, लॉजिक के हिसाब से भी मानना चाहिए। एंड चौथा होता है नरक, ठीक है, द हिल बींग्स एंड ऑल। तो हेवन, हेवनली अबोर्ड, नरक वाला जो आपका कॉन्सेप्ट है वो हो गया, और 2 ये कौन सा कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं आता है, डेमी गॉड्स या फिर यक्ष। सो ऑटोमेटिकली दिस ये होता है, ये भी होता है, तो आंसर क्या निकलेगा, बी। So Yaksh is not among the 4 forms of the life in the Jainism, only these 3, and along with this there is a Naraka जो आपका सिस्टम है, इनको गतिज बोलते हैं। तो देव गति है ना, मनुष्य गति, नरक गति एंड द तिरंच गति, ठीक है। तो दीज आर द सिस्टम। तो आंसर का क्या निकलेगा, बी। देन नेक्स्ट वन इज द हलीसलास से पेंटिंग इन द बाग। तो बाग केव हमने पढ़ा है क्लास में, गुप्ता पीरियड में। वी हैव ऑल्सो डिस्कस कि बाग इज वेरी फेमस फॉर देयर सेकुलर पेंटिंग्स, ठीक है। देन वाइल हैविंग द डिस्कशन इन द क्लास आई हैव डिस्कस कि क्लासिकल डांसेस में 2 टर्म होते हैं, एक लास्य और एक होता है तांडव। अगर आप इतना भी समझ पा रहे हो कि लास्य डांस का एक फॉर्म होता है, और इस वर्ड के लास्ट में लास्ट से आ रहा है, ठीक है। और अगर लास्ट से है तो ये समथिंग रिलेटेड टू डांस, तो मेडिटेटिव पोज नहीं हो सकता, शिवा पार्वती नहीं हो सकता, समुद्र मंथन नहीं हो सकता। इट शुड बी अ जॉयस फोक डांस, एंड दैट इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ सेकुलर रिप्रेजेंटेशन। सेकुलर लाइफ ही हमने डिस्कस की थी इन द बाग, बिकॉज अजंता एंड बाग्स बोथ आर having the murals, that is the wall paintings. Those murals or the wall paintings were added in the Gupta period, specifically Bagh cave में ये जो painting है that is found in the cave number 4, and cave number 4 is known as Rang Mahal. Rang Mahal, that is the palace of the colors, the palace of colors, so famous for the mural. So answer will be A. Then the next question is, now this is completely off the notes and all those things, ना कभी notes में discuss हुआ, ना कभी class में discuss हुआ, and again a completely factual question on the decimal values, या जो आप इसका use करते हो कि unit पे value 1 होती है, फिर 10 होता है, फिर 100 आता है, फिर 1000 आता है, इस पे ये question है, उसी को बोलते हैं place value सिस्टम। फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन है, ये पहली बार गुजरात की ही जो आपकी मनकानी कॉपर प्लेट्स है वहां पे आपको मिलता है। देन उसके बाद 9th सेंचुरी के, ये बात करेक्ट है कि 9th सेंचुरी तक ये लगभग पूरे इंडिया में फैल जाता है। एंड देन द प्लेस वैल्यूज हैव बीन फाउंड इन द संस्कृत इंस्क्रिप्शन इन द साउथ ईस्ट एशिया अराउंड द 7th century too, as early as 7th century. So this is also correct. So hopefully this answer should be the 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. Then consider the following statements about the archaeological finding in Harappa. Again, हड़प्पा हमने बहुत डिटेल में पढ़ा हुआ है, और जब हमने पढ़ा तो हमने ये सब पढ़ा हुआ कि दैट वाइड अकरेंस ऑफ द स्पिंडल होल्स इन द हाउस बट एब्सेंस ऑफ द स्पिनिंग व्हील, वेट एंड मेजरमेंट स्केल्स complete with the graduation have been discovered. There are houses built in the large part with the baked bricks around relatively spacious courtyard with their own well, bathing platform and large rooms. इवन हमने ये भी डिस्कस किया था कि ओन वेल्स हैं, दैट मीन्स द इकोनॉमिक स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन इज देयर, इकोनॉमिक स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन कभी भी कम्युनिटी बेस्ड लाइफ प्रॉपर्टी में नहीं होता है, इट इज ऑलवेज बिकॉज प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी का कॉन्सेप्ट है, दैट्स व्हाई एवरीवन इज हैविंग द डिफरेंट डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ द हाउसेस, different rooms category can also be there, someone having the better bathroom, someone is not having that kind of the bathroom, that kind of a houses are there, then automatically अगर हम देखें which one of the following inferences, अब इसके बेसिस पर हम inferences देखेंगे और सीधा देखें inference number 3, statement 3 suggest this one, ठीक है, that is houses and all those things, bathing and all those things, emergence of a common property system, no it is not a common property system, it is a private property जो system है, then individual property system है, तो automatically 3 is incorrect, and if the 3 is incorrect, the 1 and 2 is the correct option. So this is a doable one, लग difficult रहा है but it is very very simple question. क्वेश्चन कई बार बड़ा देख के डर लगता है ना, और मैंने उसमें बोला था कि कई बार जो बड़े क्वेश्चन होते हैं वो सिंपल होते हैं, तो यू हैव टू रीड इट आउट. सो बाकी अगर देखना है तो स्टेटमेंट 1 सजेस्ट दैट द स्पिनिंग वाज अ लेबोरियस एक्टिविटी डन एट द होम, ऑब्वियसली होम में हो रहा है क्योंकि आप वहीं पे घर में पानी निकाल रहे हो, बाकी चीजें हैं. सजेस्ट द एक्सटेंट ऑफ द साइंटिफिक नॉलेज दैट द हड़प्पन पजेस्ट, तो साइंटिफिक नॉलेज है तभी तो वेट एंड मेजर्ड स्केल्स ये सब चीजें होंगी, तो 1 and 2 आर करेक्ट एंड द थर्ड इज इनकरेक्ट. देन द next question, consider the following statement about now again this question, if for this question you don't need the knowledge of the ancient history because all the ancient history knowledge has been given in the question itself and then they are trying to know the answer. तो ये वहां पर ही आपको एक तरीके से एनालिसिस करना था. जैसे irrigation from the wells allowed in the agriculture to expand away from the flood plains, सिंपल सी बात है, इसलिए फ्लड प्लेन से निकल के फिर धीरे धीरे महाजनपद, फिर जो आपके जनपद महाजनपद वगैरह बनना स्टार्ट होंगे. एंड strips on the river margins into the present Punjab and Haryana plains having underground water levels reasonably close to the surface. ठीक है, ये इन्होंने दिया हुआ है. Drought animals यानी कि ऐसा कोई भी animal that has been domesticated for the labor related work and all those things, उसे बोलते हैं drought animal. Power was employed to draw up the water out of the well. Obviously अगर आप व्हील भी लगा रहे हो, जिसे हम उस टाइम पे वर्ना, जैसे जो नहरें वगैरह थी, जो आपके कुएं थे, उन्हें वर्ना कुप, ठीक है, ये सब चीजें बोला करते थे, तो उसके लिए कोई ना कोई तो पानी खींचेगा. तो इफ समवन इज पुलिंग आउट द वाटर इट शुड बी द ड्रॉट एनिमल. ठीक है, अब देखते हैं विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इंफॉर्मेशन सपोर्ट्स द अबव स्टेटमेंट. तो इन दो चीजों को कौन से ये वाले स्टेटमेंट सपोर्ट करते हैं. देयर इज अ एविडेंस इन द ऋग्वेद ऑफ द यूज ऑफ द अश्म चक्र एंड आहवा टू ड्रॉ अप द वाटर. तो अश्म चक्र का मतलब होता है स्टोन पुली, एंड आहवा जो है उसका मतलब है स्ट्रैप्ड वुडन पेल्स. तो ये इन्होंने दिया है कि ये होता है. अब ये क्या पहले वाले को सपोर्ट, पहले दूसरे यानी कि इरिगेशन सिस्टम को सपोर्ट कर रहा है, बिल्कुल सपोर्ट कर रहा है. दिस इज द करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. देन मेंशन हैज बीन मेड इन द ऋग्वेद ऑफ द यूज ऑफ इंप्लीमेंट लाइक द परशु कुलिशा यानी कि एक्स, जैसे परशुराम, तो वो इसी वजह से बोलते हैं फरसा. ठीक है, दैट इज द सिस्टम. तो एक्स कैरी कर रहे थे इसलिए परशुराम नाम होता है. तो परशु कुलिशा एंड द दात्रा और द श्रेणी दैट इज सिकल. अब इसका इरिगेशन से कोई डायरेक्ट लिंक फिलहाल तो नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. देन वी ऑब्वियसली यूपीएससी है एंड समटाइम्स वी हैव टू वेट फॉर द यूपीएससी, बट स्टिल एज पर मी दिस शुड नॉट बी द आंसर, दिस शुड नॉट बी द करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. ये मैच नहीं करता है. थर्ड, देयर इज अ हिस्ट्री ऑफ द यूज ऑफ ऑक्स. ऑब्वियसली ड्रॉट एनिमल जब आप ले ही रहे हो तो फिर यहाँ पे ऑक्स वाली चीजें आ जानी चाहिए. ठीक है, तो आंसर क्या है, ये आपका करेक्ट हो गया. ऑक्स इवन बिफोर द ऋग्वेद. हाँ, ऋग्वेद के पहले भी जब हमने देखा है इन द इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन, देन ऑल्सो द ऑक्स वर देयर फॉर प्लोइंग द लैंड एंड पुलिंग द कार्ट्स. तो ये ऑक्स था और बाद में ऑक्स को ही कहाँ यूज कर लिया, खींचने के लिए. तो ये भी स्टेटमेंट ठीक लग रहा है. देन द आंसर शुड बी द सी, 1 and 3. ठीक है, बाकी ऑब्वियसली यूपीएससी है, देखते हैं क्या आंसर देते हैं. देने को हो सकता है बोल दें कि ये तो हम ऋग्वेद की बात, प्लोइंग द फील्ड की बात कर रहे हैं, इरिगेशन, बट ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए मेरे ख्याल से, क्योंकि ऑक्स उसमें हेल्प करते थे ऋग्वेद टाइम पे पुल करने के लिए. तो दिस शुड बी द करेक्ट आई थिंक स्टेटमेंट. तो आंसर शुड बी 1 and 3 एंड इवन आई वांट टू सी कि यूपीएससी क्या आंसर लेकर आता है विद रिस्पेक्ट टू 2. ओके, हालांकि 2 का कोई डायरेक्ट लिंक बनता नहीं है. इसके अलावा देयर इज अनदर क्वेश्चन दैट इज मोइडम. एंड मोइडम जो आपका अहोम किंगडम का था, दैट वाज द बरियल्स फॉर द, इसमें वो क्वेश्चन है नहीं. बरियल्स फॉर द रॉयल्स एंड द नोबल्स। तो ये 27 नंबर क्वेश्चन है डी सेट का, और 27 क्वेश्चन नंबर जो है उसमें खाली जो थर्ड ऑप्शन है दैट इज करेक्ट, एंड दैट वाज डिस्कस इन द करंट अफेयर्स क्लास। तो दैट इज अगेन फ्रॉम द, यू कैन से दैट वाज डूएबल। वो भी आपका क्वेश्चन क्या था, डूएबल था। तो जब इसको काउंट करने बैठोगे इट इज 9 to 10 क्वेश्चन अप्रोक्सीमेटली, दैट इज डूएबल। अप्रोक्सीमेटली 16 में से 10 आपको 9 to 10 आप क्या कर पाते हो, सॉल्व कर पा रहे हो। अप्रोक्सीमेटली 50-60% के आसपास क्वेश्चन दैट वाज डूएबल। बाकी 4 या 5 क्वेश्चन ऐसे थे जो बिल्कुल भी आप थोड़ा सा होना क्या है, मुश्किल है। सो आई होप कि डिस्कशन समझ में आया होगा आपको, एंड क्वेश्चंस बढ़े हैं यूपीएससी की तरफ से, एंड आगे भी ये ट्रेंड रहेगा, क्योंकि ये ट्रेंड आज का नहीं है। This trend is from last 4 to 5 years. Continuously, they are increasing the question. In the classes, we have discussed that the kind of the Vedic age, they are having the more focus. IVC, they are going to have the more focus, and yes, they did it. Okay. Even the level of the question is quite good. ओवरऑल अगर मैं एग्जाम को लूँ कि जब जो भी पेपर मैंने देखा है उस पर मेरा क्या एनालिसिस है, आई एम पर्टिकुलरली कंसीडरिंग दैट सीसेट तो ओके आया था, तो सीसेट का कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा इन द कट ऑफ में, क्योंकि मुझे जो थोड़ा बहुत इन्फॉर्मेशन अभी तक आई है, आई माइट बी, हो सकता है कि इन्फॉर्मेशन बहुत अर्ली हो, लेकिन ऐसा लग रहा है कि सीसेट वाज ओके टाइप पेपर, बट जीएस वाज वेरी टफ ऑन द टफर साइड, एंड अगर लास्ट ईयर कट ऑफ 92 थी तो उससे सिग्निफिकेंटली लो आएगी कट ऑफ इन द जीएस। ऑल द बेस्ट। बाकी जो मेंस है उसके लिए मिलते हैं जल्दी। थैंक यू।